howled on the peak of Hermon. 200 fallen angels had forsaken heaven, descending directly onto the cliffs to enter the world of humanity. Beneath the foot of the mountain, the human world was still deep in sleep, completely unaware of the catastrophe about to descend from the stars. From above, the eyes of the watchers locked onto mortal women. Lust was burning in their minds. Semjaza, the leader of the rebellion, was well aware of the ruthless severity if he betrayed God. At this exact moment, the host of angels following him was also trembling in absolute terror. To ensure that no one would betray him at the last minute, he forced everyone to swear a blood oath. Amidst the desolate peak, 200 angels bound themselves together with the most severe collective curses. They discarded the glory of the heavenly kingdom, choosing the fall in exchange for carnal desires and earthly power. The blood pact on the peak of Hermon officially tore apart the eternal order of the Creator. A cosmic invasion had begun. Welcome to the realm of Sleep Codex. Lasting for thousands of years, the Western religious elite enacted an absolute lockdown on this horrifying event. They ruthlessly struck out the manuscript, recording the truth from every official version of the Bible. That entire purge campaign aimed at only a single purpose: to permanently bury the dark secret of the era before the Great Flood. But that cover-up failed. The only place that preserved the truth intact lay deep within the remote Ethiopian highlands. The Ethiopian Bible, the most ancient and complete treasury of the faith, preserved a treasure that the world had almost forgotten: the first book of Enoch. That is not just an ancient text. It is a map of the heavens, a warning from the past about the giant Nephilim, and knowledge that far exceeds the understanding of modern physics. In the next few hours, as your mind begins to drift into the dream realm, we will take you through the gates of the wind right up to the radiant throne of the Supreme Being and witness what human eyes have never seen. Let this voice and the 432 Hz frequency guide your soul. Do not try to analyze, you just need to listen. The secret of the angels begins right now. Classified Files of the West. Before opening the first chapter of the Book of Enoch, we must rigorously examine the very book sitting on our investigation table. Who is the true author? From which era did this manuscript emerge? And the greatest paradox: what reason caused a prophecy directly incorporated into the New Testament by the Epistle of Jude to be erased from almost all Western Bibles? That perplexing question has haunted scholars for centuries. The Book of Enoch far surpasses those late apocryphal texts that surfaced in isolated monasteries. Archaeologists excavated its most ancient fragments right among the Dead Sea Scrolls at Qumran. They were written in Aramaic on leather existing in several distinct copies. Cave number 4 holds fragments of the Book of the Watchers, the astronomical book, and the Legend of the Giants. The density of these copies locks in a solid truth. The Jewish community at Qumran diligently read, copied, and preserved the legacy of Enoch long before Christianity rose to become the state religion of the Roman Empire. The evidence from Qumran shatters all doubt. The Book of Enoch is an authentic historical document, completely free from the label of a fictional product of medieval Ethiopia. In reality, Ethiopia served as a massive safe, preserving a most ancient tradition in its fullest form. Contemporary scholars classify 1 Enoch as a miniature library, assembling multiple works compiled across many eras spanning from the 3rd century before Christ to the 1st centuries of the Common Era. This complex structure turns the Book of Enoch into a multi-layered dossier. The first layer investigates the violent origins of the pre-flood era. The second layer records the astronomical trajectories of the sun, the moon, and the seasons. The third layer encodes human history through a system of animal symbolism. The final layer pronounces judgment upon tyrants, oppressors, and the rebellious angelic faction. This entire archive bears the name of Enoch, a figure described by Genesis in one concisely mysterious line. He walked with God, and then God took him away. The silence of Genesis carved a massive void. The Book of Enoch walks straight through that void to answer the core question: what did Enoch witness when he left the confines of the mortal world? His report redraws a grand universe that far exceeds any outline in Genesis. Enoch personally observed the portals of the winds, the sliding mechanics of heavenly bodies, mountains composed of extraordinary matter, the prison holding fallen angels, and the waiting area for souls awaiting judgment. At the climax of his journey, he stood directly before the fiery throne of the Most High. This visual experience generated a frantic fascination for the book. It takes those few brief lines in Genesis chapter 5 and 6, zooming in on them, to construct a large-scale investigative file on the origin of evil fallen angels, Nephilim, forbidden knowledge, and the devastation of the Great Flood. Trailing that fascination, the colossal scale of this document turned it into an uncontrollable threat to those shaping the boundaries of the Western canon. The first crack exposing this paradox lies right within the New Testament. The Epistle of Jude, chapter 1, verses 14 through 15 directly names Enoch the seventh from Adam, while citing verbatim the prophecy about the Lord coming with holy 10,000s to execute judgment. Textual scholars unanimously confirm this citation matches 1 Enoch chapter 1 verse 9. Even more groundbreaking, a study published in the year 2025 forcefully argues that Jude utilized an ancient Greek version of the Enochic tradition that adhered far closer to the Aramaic original than the circulating Greek text. This piece of data points straight to a direct suspicion. If Jude used the words of Enoch as a prophetic weapon carrying full theological authority, what cause drove the entire Book of Enoch to be pushed to the margins of official biblical systems? The key to decoding this lies in a strict classification principle. The fact that a New Testament author cited a text entirely separate from its overarching authority did not automatically upgrade that entire text into Scripture for all Christian communities. Paul borrowed lines from Greek poets. The apostles frequently drew upon genealogies and folk sources. The Epistle of Jude acknowledged the value of Enoch's prophecy within his specific argument. Nevertheless, later church councils were obligated to pass the book through a rigorous censorship filter. Was it worthy of public reading, establishing doctrine, receiving universal endorsement, or replacing other texts? In those first few centuries, religious leadership split into fierce opposition. Tertullian, an apologist living across the 2nd and 3rd centuries, stood up as an open defense attorney for the Book of Enoch. He recorded opposition from certain believer groups based on the book's absence from the Hebrew canon. Countering this, Tertullian argued incisively that Noah was fully capable of preserving the complete teachings of his great-grandfather Enoch aboard the Ark of Salvation. The fact that an intellectual like Tertullian had to release this defense proves the existence of an internal theological war from a very early stage. The Book of Enoch possessed passionate defenders, but it also collided with opponents holding overwhelming power. Entering the 4th century, the balance of power tipped decisively toward the Prohibition faction. Augustine, the great theological mind, confirmed that the Epistle of Jude cited Enoch. Despite that, he firmly stripped canonical authority from the works bearing the patriarch's name. Augustine's verdict focused heavily on textual origin. Its extreme antiquity created a fractured transmission line. And most importantly, the Hebrew priestly community refused to grant it authentic certification. Augustine also dismantled how the Book of Enoch explained the birth of the giant Nephilim. He finalized his exegetical view. The sons of God were merely the righteous lineage that fell into sin upon marrying a wicked society, entirely excluding any angelic hybridization. Delivering another fatal blow during that same period, Bishop Athanasius of Alexandria issued his 39th festal letter in the year 367 after Christ. This document acted as a constitution shaping the Christian canon. Athanasius framed the list of authorized books for the Old and New Testaments, created a secondary section for reference reading, and issued stern warnings against documents wearing ancient guises, yet lacking apostolic succession. The Book of Enoch was erased completely from both the official list and the reference group. The moment the verdict of Athanasius was decreed was the precise moment the western door slammed shut in front of Enoch. This boycott campaign operated so smoothly that it lacked grand book-burning decrees. Instead, it was a systematic suffocation. Episcopal decisions, theological filters, and scriptorium priorities joined forces to shove the Book of Enoch far out of the center. The Western Church tightened its standards. A text had to be used widely in liturgy rooted in the apostles, faithful to the rule of faith, and supported by cross-regional consensus. The Enoch dossier slipped on every single censorship criterion. The author's name drifted back to the pre-flood era, yet its textual layers were littered with editorial footprints from later epochs. It circulated under a messy tangle of multiple languages and multiple forms. It sat outside the Hebrew canonical circle, the gold standard used by the West to measure the Old Testament. Most importantly, the book's worldview expanded angelology, cosmology, and the origin of sin in directions far too divergent and provocative. When the Church withdrew a book's name from the liturgical roster, the death sentence immediately commenced through oblivion. Scriptoriums poured all their expensive parchment and ink into authorized texts. Monastic libraries cleared their shelves to make room for orthodox material. Aging copies of Enoch slowly rotted away over time, leaving a permanent vacuum. The book's name survived thanks to a few lines cited by Jude and ancient authors, but the physical body of the text gradually faded from Western sight. Silence carried out a brutal purge that any fire of book burning would envy. That is the exact mechanical nature of the concept of a lost book. The Book of Enoch avoided absolute destruction. It was merely evaporated from the power centers that shaped Western memory. And at the exact moment the West froze its copying process, the Ethiopian highlands reached out its arms to welcome it. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church maintained a far wider and more inclusive canonical mindset. Their official biblical catalog boasts 81 books, proudly placing the Book of Enoch at the heart of the Old Testament, standing beside the Book of Jubilees, and many literary masterpieces surviving in complete form only within the Ge'ez language. This truth must be nailed down. Ethiopia completely rejected, hiding the manuscript away in a dark cellar. Christian communities here honored Enoch as a living part of their biblical heritage. They copied it on high-quality leather, binding it together in single volumes with the books of Job, Daniel, and Isaiah. The British Library currently preserves these invaluable Ethiopian manuscripts, where the Book of Enoch sits proudly among the most sacred texts of the Tewahedo community. Specialists determined that the complete Ge'ez translation emerged around the 4th to 6th centuries after Christ. Though surviving Ge'ez manuscripts date to the Middle Ages, the Aramaic fragments at Qumran possess an age older than them by a full millennium. The alignment between these two archives creates an invincible chain of evidence. Qumran confirms that the Enochic tradition was deeply rooted in ancient Judaism, while Ethiopia provides the complete framework for scholars to reconstruct the work's full appearance. History turned a new page in the year 1773. The Scottish explorer James Bruce carried 3 copies of the Book of Enoch from Ethiopia across the oceans to land in Europe. For centuries prior, Western academia knew the name Enoch only through the ruins of citations left by ancients completely deprived of access to the full text. Bruce's leather shipments instantly shattered the sealing ice, throwing the Enoch dossier wide open back to the modern world. Since that milestone, the Book of Enoch experienced a powerful rebirth. in its second life. Scholars rushed to decode Ge'ez. They placed the Ethiopian text on the scales to compare it with Greek fragments, continuing the explosion when the Dead Sea yielded its treasure. In the 20th century, they immediately used the complete Ge'ez text to map out the Aramaic fragments from Qumran. Every peeled layer of language confirmed a magnificent journey of survival, crushing the prejudice of an anonymous text. It originated in the furnace of Second Temple Judaism. It charged straight into the theological vortex of early Christianity. It suffered exile from the Greek and Latin canons. It held its ground to survive in the land of Ethiopia. And finally, the shovel tip of archaeology dragged its most ancient parts back beneath the sunlight. So what turned the Book of Enoch into a dangerous bomb to censors? Its lethality lies right in the questions it dares to ask. The Book of Enoch flatly declares that the root cause of pre-flood violence was an organized coup from the angelic realm. It calls out the leaders by name. It systematizes every category of sin. Most importantly, it tightly links the appearance of warfare, weapon metallurgy, black magic, and celestial divination to the act of leaking knowledge secrets handed over at the wrong time to the wrong audience, serving brutal ambition. This file pushes all accountability far beyond the scale of mortal tyrants or warriors. It asserts that invisible supernatural powers are fully capable of wallowing in rebellion. It portrays earthly elites as defendants who will have to kneel before a supreme court far above any physical throne. It nails down a single truth. Possessing knowledge is entirely separate from possessing wisdom. Divine technology, scooped from a sacred realm, instantly transforms into a weapon of destruction when dropped into the hands of those craving power and manipulated by lust. To any institution claiming a monopoly on truth, this is a verdict directly threatening their legitimacy. The Book of Enoch continuously lifts the listener, throwing them across vast ladders of power, from the family up to the city, from the city expanding to thrones, from mortal kings confronting the Watchers, from the Watchers facing the archangels, and at the grandest peak, from the entire ecosystem of creation prostrating before the throne of God. Every earthly power rests beneath the heel of a higher power. Every classified file is flipped open. Every ambition is counting down to the day of judgment. This structural vision established an astonishingly similar reference system to what modern science calls multidimensional theory. The Book of Enoch completely avoids space-time equations or quantum physics terminology. Instead, it dissects a universe operating through multiple interwoven realms of reality, the physical world of humanity, the rotational belt of celestial bodies, the transit zone for souls, the dungeon holding rebellious angels, mechanical systems governing wind and light, along with the sacred throne ruling over all heavens. These realms of reality collide at strategic nodes. A mountain peak rises to become a transit station between heaven and earth. A dream throws open the door of revelation. A celestial entity tears through an invisible boundary to step into a physical dimension. Enoch is extracted from familiar coordinates to observe firsthand the grand infrastructure hidden behind the limits of human vision. Using a modern lens, we are looking squarely at a multi-layered model of reality. Under the language of ancient texts, it is a system of heaven, earth, the deep abyss, the underworld, and the control center of the Most High. Two language systems, separated by thousands of years, share a chilling intuition. The dimension of reality is vastly larger and more complex than what our biological eyes can register. Tonight, we will unlock the Book of Enoch with absolute respect for a historical file. Rather than turning it into a forced physics textbook or an entertaining fantasy script, we will lean close to how an ancient Jewish community decoded the mutation phenomenon in Genesis chapter 6. Our route will pass through reports on angels Nephilim, heavenly infrastructure, and the final trial of judgment. We will cleanly separate the original message of the text from the modern conspiracy theories clinging all around it. And above all, we will trace the footprint of a theorem running through this entire book. Knowledge generates power. Power demands control. And when a creature steals technology beyond allowable limits, the process of self-destruction activates long before the official punishment strikes down. The Book of Enoch was forcibly removed from the majority of Western Bibles. In contrast, it proudly survives within the Ethiopian Bible. Fragments of Aramaic leather still cling stubbornly inside the caves of Qumran. Its prophetic oracle continues to echo through every single word in the Epistle of Jude. And tonight, after more than 2 millennia gathering dust, that top-secret dossier is once again thrown wide open. Now let the lights of the modern world fade away from your mind. Picture the dark parchment pages being turned beneath the flickering candlelight. The first line of text will throw us back to the pre-flood era, the moment when the Watchers were still standing on the heavenly launch pad. Humanity was still asleep at the foot of the mountain, and the blood oath on the peak of Hermon sat waiting for its moment of activation. The first declassified file begins right here, the Book of the Watchers. The Book of the Watchers and the War in the Heavens. Before the Great Flood, evil descended upon the world from a mountain peak. The Enoch records locate those exact coordinates as Hermon, a frigid plateau standing at the northern border. A place where sharp stone blades pierce the sky and night winds howl across the slopes, sounding like the sigh of a world facing the brink of doom. Right at this epicenter, 200 Watcher entities gathered. They carried a nature belonging to the heavenly realm, receiving secret commands to observe, preserve, and witness the perfect operation of God. But in that fateful moment, their eyes cast aside sacred duty, turning and locking onto the carnal lust emanating from the beauty of human women. Semjaza stood imposing at the central position of the coup. The leader fully understood the fear penetrating his ranks. Some angels might hesitate at the last minute. Some might turn back and give up right before the concept of falling turned into actual action. To eliminate all risk of betrayal, Semjaza forged personal lust into a bloody collective covenant. Upon the peak of Hermon, 200 Watchers swore a solemn curse together. They bound their very lives to cruel oaths, forcing everyone to press forward to the end, once the door of fall had been thrown wide open. From that appointed moment, Hermon completely exceeded the limits of a physical mountain. It transformed into a sacrificial altar of rebellion. It became the flashpoint of a large-scale intrusion from the sacred realm into human history. It became the place where beings of light, originally created to maintain order, decided to clothe themselves in mortal flesh. They brought with them carnal desire, the ambition to rule, and a whole treasury of forbidden secrets, far beyond the capacity of human moral control. As soon as their feet touched the ground, the group of fallen angels immediately proceeded to distribute deadly knowledge. The text of Enoch explicitly names Azazel, the one who taught men how to extract metals hidden deep underground. He instructed them to cast swords and spears, forge shields and armor, and ignite the art of bloody warfare. He taught women how to manufacture cosmetics, adorn beauty, and turn charm into the most dangerous weapon of psychological manipulation. In parallel with this, other Watchers like Amarakel and Barakiel began imparting black magic, the cutting of poisonous roots, and how to read the orbits of stars to intervene in destiny. They equipped humanity with the top-secret technologies of the divine, directly pushing the world straight into a fierce vortex of slaughter. And the most horrific consequence of this landing was the rise of the Nephilim. From the anomalous union between angels and mortals, a giant hybrid species rose to dominate the earth. These biological machines possessed overwhelming power. They swept through all natural resources, drained the vitality of the earth, and ultimately turned to devouring human flesh itself. Under the trampling heels of the Watchers and the Nephilim species, the pre-flood world slipped completely out of God's orbit of protection. The ground was drenched in violence, and the screams of the victims began echoing all the way back to the gates of heaven. The judgment of the ancient world has been established. Right at this moment, we will step across the threshold of analysis to proceed straight into the center of the original manuscript. Let the 1,000-year-old parchment pages speak for themselves to retell the entire truth. You will hear precisely every line of detailed report, every prophecy, and every testimony that Enoch witnessed with his own eyes, then carefully recorded in the sacred language. That is the original evidence of a history that was once buried. Tonight's recording draws directly upon the classic translation by scholar R.H. Charles, completed at the University of Oxford. This historical collection exists entirely within the public domain, distributed freely and widely to all of humanity. The transparency of the document's origins ensures absolute authenticity for the messages you are about to receive. Right now, close your eyes, relax all the muscles in your body, take a deep breath, and slowly exhale. Let the soothing 432 Hz sound frequency wrap around your mind, drifting you into the deepest state of relaxation. Your sleep tonight will be blanketed by the greatest testimonies of Hamilton's ancient world. The greatest testimonies of the ancient world. This voice will transform into a timeless observer, reading aloud the literal testament of Enoch. The original files, officially open. Section 1, chapters 1 through 36. Chapter 1, the words of the blessing of Enoch, wherewith he blessed the elect and righteous, who will be living in the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and godless are to be removed. And he took up his parable and said, Enoch, a righteous man, whose eyes were opened by God, saw the vision of the Holy One in the heavens, which the angels showed me, and from them I heard everything, and from them I understood as I saw, but not for this generation, but for a remote one, which is for to come. Concerning the elect, I said, and took up my parable concerning them. The Holy Great One will come forth from his dwelling, and the eternal God will tread upon the earth, even on Mount Sinai, and appear from his camp, and appear in the strength of his might from the heaven of heavens. And all shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake, and great fear and trembling shall seize them unto the ends of the earth. And the high mountains shall be shaken, and the high hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame. And the earth shall be wholly rent in sunder, and all that is upon the earth shall perish, and there shall be a judgment upon all men. But with the righteous he will make peace, and will protect the elect, and mercy shall be upon them. And they shall all belong to God, and they shall be prospered, and they shall all be blessed, and he will help them all. And light shall appear unto them, and he will make peace with them. And behold, he cometh with 10,000s of his holy ones, to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of all the works of their ungodliness, which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Chapter 2. Observe ye everything that takes place in the heaven, how they do not change their orbits. And the luminaries which are in the heaven, how they all rise and set in order each in its season, and transgress not against their appointed order. Behold ye the earth, and give heed to the things which take place upon it from first to last, how steadfast they are. How none of the things upon earth change, but all the works of God appear to you. Behold the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is filled with water, and clouds, and dew, and rain lie upon it. Chapter 3. Observe and see how in the winter all the trees seem as though they had withered and shed all their leaves, except 14 trees, which do not lose their foliage, but retain the old foliage from 2 to 3 years, till the new comes. Chapter 4. And again, observe ye the days of summer, how the sun is above the earth, over against it. And you seek shade and shelter by reason of the heat of the sun. And the earth also burns with growing heat, and so you cannot tread on the earth or on a rock by reason of its heat. Chapter 5. Observe ye how the trees cover themselves with green leaves, and bear fruit, wherefore give ye heed, and know with regard to all his works, and recognize how he that liveth forever hath made them so. And all his works go on thus from year to year forever, and all the tasks which they accomplish for him, and their tasks change not, but according as God hath ordained, so is it done. And behold how the sea and the rivers in like manner accomplish and change not their tasks from his commandments. But ye have not been steadfast, nor done the commandments of the Lord. But ye have turned away, and spoken proud and hard words, with your impure mouths against his greatness. O ye hard-hearted, ye shall find no peace. Therefore shall ye execrate your days, and the years of your life shall perish. And the years of your destruction shall be multiplied in eternal execration, and ye shall find no mercy. In those days ye shall make your names an eternal execration unto all the righteous. And by you shall all who curse, and all the sinners and godless shall imprecate by you. And for you, the godless, there shall be a curse. And all the shall rejoice, and there shall be forgiveness of sins, and every mercy and peace and forbearance. There shall be salvation unto them, a goodly light. And for all of you sinners, there shall be no salvation. But on you all shall abide a curse. But for the elect there shall be light and joy and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. And then there shall be bestowed upon the elect wisdom, and they shall all live and never again sin, either through ungodliness or through pride. But they who are wise shall be humble, and they shall not again transgress, nor shall they sin all the days of their life, nor shall they die of the divine anger or wrath. But they shall complete the number of the days of their life, and their lives shall be increased in peace, and the years of their joy shall be multiplied in eternal gladness and peace all the days of their life. Chapter 6. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of the heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. And Semjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swear they all together, and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were in all 200, who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon, and they called it Mount Hermon, because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And these are the names of their leaders: Samlazaz, their leader, Arakoba Rameuel, Kokablel, Tamlel, Ramlel, Danel, Ezekiel, Barakijal, Asail, Armaros, Batarel, Anano, Zachiel, Samsapil, Satarel, Turel, Jomjael, Sariel. These are their chiefs of tens. Chapter 7. And all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one, and they began to go in unto them, and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms, and enchantments, and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. And they became pregnant, and they bare great giants, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them, and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds, and beasts, and reptiles, and fish, and to devour one another's flesh, and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. Chapter 8. And Azazel taught men to make swords, and knives, and shields, and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth, and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of antimony, and the beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones, and all coloring tinctures. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray, and became corrupt in all their ways. Semjaza taught enchantments and root cuttings. Armaros, the resolving of enchantments. Barakijal taught astrology. Kokabel, the constellations. Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds. Arakiel, the signs of the earth. Shamsiel, the signs of the sun. And Sariel, the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. Chapter 9. And then Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and all lawlessness being wrought upon the earth. And they said one to another, "The earth made without inhabitant cries, the voice of their cryings up to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the holy ones of heaven. The souls of men make their suit, saying, Bring our cause before the Most High." And they said to the Lord of the ages, Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings, and God of the ages, the throne of thy glory standeth unto all the generations of the ages. And thy name holy and glorious and blessed unto all the ages. Thou hast made all things, and power over all things hast thou. And all things are naked and open in thy sight, and thou seest all things, and nothing can hide itself from thee. Thou seest what Azazel hath done, who hath taught all unrighteousness on earth, and revealed the eternal secrets which were preserved in heaven, which men were striving to learn. And Semjaza, to whom thou hast given authority to bear rule over his associates. And they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sins. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And now behold, the souls of those who have died are crying and making their suit to the gates of heaven, and their lamentations have ascended and cannot cease, because of the lawless deeds which are wrought on the earth. And thou knowest all things before they come to pass. And thou seest these things, and thou dost suffer them. And thou dost not say to us what we are to do to them in regard to these. Chapter 10. Then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One spake and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, Go to Noah, and tell him in my name, Hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed. And a deluge is about to come upon the whole earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world. And again the Lord said to Raphael, Bind Azazel hand and foot, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert, which is in Dudael, and cast him therein. And place upon him rough and jagged rocks, and cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever, and cover his face, that he may not see light. And on the day of this great judgment he shall be cast into the fire, and heal the earth which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, that they may heal the plague, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed and have taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. To him ascribe all sin. And to Gabriel said the Lord, Proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication, and the children of the watchers from amongst men, and cause them to go forth. Send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other in battle. For length of days shall they not have. And no request that they, i.e. their fathers, make of thee, shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf. For they hope to live an eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And the Lord said unto Michael, Go bind Semjaza and his associates, who have united themselves with women, so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, till the day of their judgment and of their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire, and to the torment and the prison in which they shall be confined forever. And whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from thenceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations. And destroy all the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end. And let the plant of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a blessing. The works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forevermore. And then shall all the righteous escape, and shall live till they beget thousands of children. And all the days of their youth and their old age shall they complete in peace. And then shall the whole earth be tilled in righteousness, and shall all be planted with trees, and be full of blessing. And all desirable trees shall be planted on it, and they shall plant vines on it. And the vine which they plant thereon shall yield wine in abundance, and as for all the seed which is sown thereon, each measure of it shall bear 1,000, and each measure of olives shall yield 10 presses of oil. And cleanse thou the earth from all oppression, and from all unrighteousness, and from all sin, and from all godlessness, and all the uncleanness that is wrought upon the earth. Destroy from off the earth. And all the children of men shall become righteous, and all nations shall offer adoration, and shall praise me, and all shall worship me. And the earth shall be cleansed from all defilement, and from all sin, and from all punishment, and from all torment. And I will never again send them upon it, from generation to generation, and forever. Chapter 11. And in those days I will open the store chambers of blessing, which are in the heaven, so as to send them down upon the earth, over the work and labor of the children of men. And truth and peace shall be associated together throughout all the days of the world, and throughout all the generations of men. Chapter 12. Before these things Enoch was hidden, and no one of the children of men knew where he was hidden, and where he abode, and what had become of him. And his activities had to do with the watchers, and his days were with the holy ones. And I, Enoch, was blessing the Lord of majesty and the King of the ages, and lo, the watchers called me, Enoch the scribe, and said to me, Enoch, thou scribe of righteousness, go declare to the watchers of the heaven, who have left the high heaven, the holy eternal place, and have defiled themselves with women, and have done as the children of earth do, and have taken unto themselves wives. Ye have wrought great destruction on the earth, and ye shall have no peace, nor forgiveness of sin, and inasmuch as they delight themselves in their children, the murder of their beloved ones, shall they see, and over the destruction of their children shall they lament, and shall make supplication unto eternity, but mercy and peace shall ye not attain. Chapter 13. And Enoch went and said, Azazel, thou shalt have no peace. A severe sentence has gone forth against thee, to put thee in bonds. And thou shalt not have toleration nor request granted to thee, because of the unrighteousness which thou hast taught, and because of all the works of godlessness and unrighteousness and sin which thou hast shown to men. Then I went and spoke to them all together, and they were all afraid, and fear and trembling seized them. And they besought me to draw up a petition for them, that they might find forgiveness, and to read their petition in the presence of the Lord of heaven. For from thenceforward they could not speak with him, nor lift up their eyes to heaven, for shame of their sins, for which they had been condemned. Then I wrote out their petition, and the prayer in regard to their spirits and their deeds, individually, and in regard to their requests, that they should have forgiveness and length. And I went off and sat down at the waters of Dan. In the land of Dan, to the south of the west of Hermon, I read their petition till I fell asleep. And behold, a dream came to me, and visions fell down upon me, and I saw visions of chastisement, and a voice came bidding me, I to tell it to the sons of heaven, and reprimand them. And when I awaked, I came unto them, and they were all sitting gathered together, weeping in Abel's jail, which is between Lebanon and Seneser, with their faces covered. And I recounted before them all the visions which I had seen in sleep, and I began to speak the words of righteousness, and to reprimand the heavenly watchers. Chapter 14. The book of the words of righteousness and of the reprimand of the eternal watchers, in accordance with the command of the Holy Great One. In that vision, I saw in my sleep what I will now say with a tongue of flesh, and with the breath of my mouth, which the Great One has given to men, to converse therewith and understand with the heart. As he has created and given to man the power of understanding the word of wisdom, so hath he created me also, and given me the power of reprimanding the watchers, the children of heaven. I wrote out your petition, and in my vision it appeared thus, that your petition will not be granted unto you throughout all the days of eternity, and that judgment has been finally passed upon you. Yea, your petition will not be granted unto you, and from henceforth you shall not ascend into heaven unto all eternity. And in bonds of the earth the decree has gone forth to bind you for all the days of the world. And that previously you shall have seen the destruction of your beloved sons, and ye shall have no pleasure in them, but they shall fall before you by the sword. And your petition on their behalf shall not be granted, nor yet on your own, even though you weep and pray, and speak all the words contained in the writing which I have written. And the vision was shown to me thus. Behold, in the vision clouds invited me, and a mist summoned me, and the course of the stars and the lightning sped and hastened me, and the winds in the vision caused me to fly, and lifted me upward, and bore me into heaven. And I went in till I drew nigh to a wall, which is built of crystals, and surrounded by tongues of fire, and it began to affright me. And I went into the tongues of fire, and drew nigh to a large house, which was built of crystals. And the walls of the house were like a tessellated floor made of crystals, and its groundwork was of crystal. Its ceiling was like the path of the stars and the lightnings, and between them were fiery cherubim, and their heaven was clear as water. A flaming fire surrounded the walls, and its portals blazed with fire. And I entered into that house, and it was hot as fire and cold as ice. There were no delights of life therein. Fear covered me, and trembling got hold upon me. And as I quaked and trembled, I fell upon my face, and I beheld a vision. And lo, there was a second house greater than the former. And the entire portal stood open before me, and it was built of flames of fire. And in every respect, it so excelled in splendor and magnificence and extent, that I cannot describe to you its splendor and its extent. And its floor was of fire, and above it were lightnings, and the path of the stars, and its ceiling also was flaming fire. And I looked and saw therein a lofty throne. Its appearance was as crystal, and the wheels thereof as the shining sun. And there was the vision of cherubim, and from underneath the throne came streams of flaming fire, so that I could not look thereon. And the great glory sat thereon. And his raiment shone more brightly than the sun, and was whiter than any snow. None of the angels could enter, and could behold his face, by reason of the magnificence and glory, and no flesh could behold him. The flaming fire was round about him, and a great fire stood before him, and none around could draw nigh him. 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him, yet he needed no counselor. And the most holy ones who were nigh to him did not leave by night, nor depart from him. And until then I'd been prostrate on my face, trembling, and the Lord called me with his own mouth, and said to me, Come hither, Enoch, and hear my word. And one of the holy ones came to me and waked me, and he made me rise up and approach the door. And I bowed my face downwards. Chapter 15. And he answered and said to me, and I heard his voice, Fear not, Enoch, thou righteous man, and scribe of righteousness, approach hither and hear my voice. And go say to the watchers of heaven, who have sent thee to intercede for them, You should enter for men, and not men for you. Wherefore have ye left the high, holy, and eternal heaven, and lain with women, and defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, and taken to yourselves wives, and done like the children of earth, and begotten giants as your sons? And though ye were holy spiritual living, the eternal life, you have defiled yourselves with the blood of women, and have begotten children with the blood of flesh. And as the children of men have lusted after flesh and blood, as those also do who die and perish. Therefore have I given them wives also, that they might impregnate them, and beget children by them, that thus nothing might be wanting to them on earth. But you were formerly spiritual, living the eternal life and immortal for all generations of the world. And therefore I have not appointed wives for you. For as for the spiritual ones of the heaven, in heaven is their dwelling. And now the giants who are produced from the spirits and flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling. Evil spirits have proceeded from their bodies, because they are born from men, and from the holy watchers is their beginning and primal origin. They shall be evil spirits on earth, and evil spirits shall they be called. As for the spirits of heaven, in heaven shall be their dwelling, but as for the spirits of the earth, which were born upon the earth, on the earth shall be their dwelling. And the spirits of the giants afflict, oppress, destroy, attack, do battle, and work destruction on the earth, and cause trouble. They take no food, but nevertheless hunger and thirst, and cause offenses. And these spirits shall rise up against the children of men, and against the women, because they have proceeded from them. Chapter 16. From the days of the slaughter and destruction and death of the giants, from the souls of whose flesh the spirits, having gone forth, shall destroy without incurring judgment. Thus shall they destroy until the day of the consummation, the great judgment, in which the age shall be consummated over the watchers, and the godless, yea, shall be wholly consummated. And now, as to the watchers, who have sent thee to intercede for them, who had been aforetime in heaven, say to them, you have been in heaven, but all the mysteries had not yet been revealed to you, and you knew worthless ones. And in the hardness of your hearts you have made known to the women, and through these mysteries women and men work much evil on earth. Say to them, therefore, you have no peace. Chapter 17. And they took and brought me to a place in which those who were there were like flaming fire, and when they wished, they appeared as men. And they brought me to the place of darkness, and to a mountain, the point of whose summit reached to heaven. And I saw the places of the luminaries, and the treasuries of the stars, and of the thunder, and in the uttermost depths, where were a fiery bow and arrows, and their quiver, and a fiery sword, and all the lightnings. And they took me to the living waters, and to the fire of the west, which receives every setting of the sun. And I came to a river of fire, in which the fire flows like water, and discharges itself into the great sea towards the west. I saw the great rivers, and came to the great river, and to the great darkness, and went to the place where no flesh walks. I saw the mountains of the darkness of winter, and the place whence all the waters of the deep flow. I saw the mouths of all the rivers of the earth, and the mouth of the deep. Chapter 18. I saw the treasuries of all the winds. I saw how he had furnished with them the whole creation and the firm foundations of the earth. And I saw the cornerstone of the earth. I saw the four winds which bear the earth and the firmament of the heaven. And I saw how the winds stretch out the vaults of heaven and have their station between heaven and earth. These are the pillars of the heaven. I saw the winds of heaven which turn and bring the circumference of the sun and all the stars to their setting. I saw the winds on the earth carrying the clouds. I saw the paths of the angels. I saw at the end of the earth the firmament of the heaven above. And I proceeded and saw a place which burns day and night, where there are 7 mountains of magnificent stones, 3 towards the east and 3 towards the south. And as for those towards the east was of colored stone, and one of a pearl, and one of jacinth, and those towards the south of red stone. But the middle one reached to heaven like the throne of God of alabaster, and the summit of the throne was of sapphire. And I saw a flaming fire. And beyond these mountains is a region, the end of the great earth. There the heavens were completed. And I saw a deep abyss with columns of heavenly fire, and among them I saw columns of fire fall, which were beyond measure alike, towards the height and towards the depth. And beyond that abyss I saw a place which had no firmament of the heaven above, and no firmly founded earth. Beneath it there was no water upon it, and no birds, but it was a waste and horrible place. I saw there 7 stars like great burning mountains, and to me when I inquired regarding them, the angel said, "This place is the end of heaven and earth. This has become a prison for the stars and the host of heaven. And the stars which roll over the fire are they which have transgressed the commandment of the Lord in the beginning of their rising, because they did not come forth at their appointed times. And he was wroth with them, and bound them till the time when their guilt should be consummated, even for 10,000 years." Chapter 19. And Uriel said to me, "Here shall stand the angels who have connected themselves with women, and their spirits, assuming many different forms, are defiling mankind, and shall lead them astray into sacrificing to demons as gods. Here shall they stand till the day of the great judgment, in which they shall be judged, till they are made an end of. And the women also of the angels who went astray shall become sirens. And I, Enoch, alone saw the vision, the ends of all things, and no man shall see as I have seen." Chapter 20. And these are the names of the holy angels who watch. Uriel, one of the holy angels who is over the world and over Tartarus. Raphael, one of the holy angels who is over the spirits of men. Raguel, one of the holy angels who takes vengeance on the world of the luminaries. Michael, one of the holy angels, to wit he that is set over the best part of mankind and over chaos. Sarachiel, one of the holy angels who is set over the spirits who sin in the spirit. Gabriel, one of the holy angels who is over paradise and the serpents and the cherubim. Remiel, one of the holy angels whom God set over those who rise. Chapter 21. And I proceeded to where things were chaotic, and I saw there something horrible. I saw neither a heaven above nor a firmly founded earth, but a place chaotic and horrible. And there I saw 7 stars of the heaven bound together in it, like great mountains, and burning with fire. Then I said, "For what sin are they bound? And on what account have they been cast in hither?" Then said Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, and was chief over them, and said, "Enoch, why dost thou ask, and why art thou eager for the truth? These are of the number of the stars of heaven, which have transgressed the commandment of the Lord, and are bound here till 10,000 years, the time entailed by their sins, are consummated." And from thence I went to another place, which was still more horrible than the former. And I saw the horrible thing, a great fire there which burnt and blazed, and the place was cleft as far as the abyss, being full of great descending columns of fire. Neither its extent or magnitude could I see, nor could I conjecture. Then I said, "How fearful is the place, and how terrible to look upon." Then Uriel answered me, one of the holy angels who was with me, and said unto me, "Enoch, why hast thou such fear and affright?" And I answered, "Because of this fearful place, and because of the spectacle of the pain." And he said unto me, "This place is the prison of the angels, and here they will be imprisoned forever." Chapter 22. And thence I went to another place, and the mountain and of hard rock. And there was in it 4 hollow places, deep and wide, and very smooth. How smooth are the hollow places, and deep and dark to look at. Then Raphael answered one of the holy angels who was with me, and said unto me, "These hollow places have been created for this very purpose, that the spirits of the souls of the dead should assemble therein. Yea, that all the souls of the children of men should assemble here. And these places have been made to receive them till the day of their judgment, until their appointed period, till the period appointed, till the great judgment comes upon them." I saw the spirit of a dead man making suit, and his voice went forth to heaven, and made suit. And I asked Raphael, the angel who was with me, and I said unto him, "This spirit which maketh suit, whose is it whose voice goeth forth and maketh suit to heaven?" And he answered me, saying, "This is the spirit which went forth from Abel, whom his brother Cain slew, and he makes his suit against him, till his seed is destroyed from the face of the earth. and his seed is annihilated from amongst the seed of men. The eye asked regarding it and regarding all the hollow places, "Why is one separated from the other?" And he answered me and said unto me, "These three have been made, that the spirits of the dead might be separated. And such a division has been made for the spirits of the righteous, in which there is the bright spring of water. And such has been made for sinners when they die and are buried in the earth, and judgment has not been executed on them in their lifetime. Here their spirits shall be set apart in this great pain, till the great day of judgment and punishment and torment of those who curse forever, and retribution for their spirits. There he shall bind them forever. And such a division has been made for the spirits of those who make their suit, who make disclosures concerning their destruction when they were slain in the days of the sinners. Such has been made for the spirits of men who were not righteous, but sinners, who were complete in transgression. And of the transgressors they shall be companions. But their spirits shall not be slain in the day of judgment, nor shall they be raised from thence. The eye blessed the Lord of glory and said, "Blessed be my Lord, the Lord of righteousness, who ruleth forever." Chapter 23. From thence I went to another place, to the west of the ends of the earth. And I saw a burning fire which ran without resting, and paused not from its course day or night, but ran regularly. And I asked, saying, "What is this which rests not?" Then Raguel, one of those holy angels who was with me, answered me and said unto me, "This course of fire which thou hast seen is the fire in the west, which persecutes all the luminaries of heaven." Chapter 24. And from thence I went to another place of the earth, and he showed me a mountain range of fire which burnt day and night. And I went beyond it, and saw 7 magnificent mountains, all differing each from the other. And the stones thereof were magnificent and beautiful, magnificent as a whole of glorious appearance and fair exterior, 3 towards the east, one founded on the other, and 3 towards the south, one upon the other, and deep rough ravines, no one of which joined with any other. And the 7th mountain was in the midst of these, and it excelled them in height, resembling the seat of a throne, and fragrant trees encircled the throne. And amongst them was a tree such as I had never yet smelt, neither was any amongst them, nor were others like it. It had a fragrance beyond all fragrance, and its leaves and blooms and would wither not forever. And its fruit is beautiful, and its fruit resembles the dates of a palm. Then I said, "How beautiful is this tree, and fragrant, and its leaves are fair, and its blooms very delightful in appearance." Then answered Michael, one of the holy and honored angels, who was with me and was their leader. Chapter 25. And he said unto me, "Enoch, why dost thou ask me regarding the fragrance of the tree, and why dost thou wish to learn the truth?" Then I answered him, saying, "I wish to know about everything, but especially about this tree." And he answered, saying, "This high mountain which thou hast seen, whose summit is like the throne of God, is his throne, where the Holy Great One, the Lord of glory, the eternal King, will sit when he shall come down to visit the earth with goodness. And as for this fragrant tree, no mortal is permitted to touch it till the great judgment, when he shall take vengeance on all, and bring everything to its consummation forever. It shall then be given to the righteous and holy. Its fruit shall be for food to the elect. It shall be transplanted to the holy place, to the temple of the Lord, the eternal King. Then shall they rejoice with joy and be glad, and into the holy place shall they enter. And its fragrance shall be in their bones, and they shall live a long life on earth, such as thy fathers lived. And in their days shall no sorrow or plague, or torment or calamity touch them. Then blessed I the God of glory, the eternal King, who hath prepared such things for the righteous, and hath created them, and promised to give to them. Chapter 26. And I went from thence to the middle of the earth, and I saw a blessed place, in which there were trees, with branches abiding and blooming, of a dismembered tree. And there I saw a holy mountain, and underneath the mountain to the east there was a stream, and it flowed towards the south. And I saw towards the east another mountain higher than this, and between them a deep and narrow ravine. In it also ran a stream underneath the mountain. And to the west thereof there was another mountain lower than the former, and of small elevation, and a ravine, deep and dry between them. And another deep and dry ravine was at the extremities of the three mountains. And all the ravines were deep and narrow, being formed of hard rock. And trees were not planted upon them. And I marveled at the rocks, and I marveled at the ravine, yea, I marveled very much. Chapter 27. Then said I, For what object is this blessed land which is entirely filled with trees, and this accursed valley between? Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered and said, This accursed valley is for those who are accursed forever here. Shall all the accursed be gathered together, who utter with their lips against the Lord unseemly words, and of his glory speak hard things. Here shall they be gathered together, and here shall be their place of judgment. In the last days there shall be upon them the spectacle of righteous judgment. In the presence of the righteous forever here shall the merciful bless the Lord of glory, the eternal King. In the days of judgment over the former they shall bless him for the mercy in accordance with which he has assigned them their lot. Then I blessed the Lord of glory, and set forth his glory, and lauded him gloriously. Chapter 28. And thence I went towards the east, into the midst of the mountain range of the desert. And I saw a wilderness, and it was solitary, full of trees and plants. And water gushed forth from above, rushing like a copious watercourse which flowed towards the northwest. It caused clouds and dew to ascend on every side. Chapter 29. And thence I went to another place in the desert, and approached to the east of this mountain range. And there I saw aromatic trees exhaling the fragrance of frankincense and myrrh, and the trees also were similar to the almond tree. Dain. Chapter 30. And beyond these I went afar to the east, and I saw another place, a valley full of water. And therein there was a tree, the color of fragrant trees, such as the mastic. And on the sides of those valleys I saw fragrant cinnamon. And beyond these I proceeded to the east. Chapter 31. And I saw other mountains, and amongst them were groves of trees, and there flowed forth from them nectar, which is named Sarara and Galbanum. And beyond these mountains I saw another mountain to the east of the ends of the earth, whereon were aloe trees, and all the trees were full of stacked, being like almond trees. And when one burnt it, it smelt sweeter than any fragrant odor. Chapter 32. And after these fragrant odors, as I looked towards the north over the mountains, I saw 7 mountains full of choice nard, fragrant trees, and cinnamon and pepper. And thence I went over the summits of all these mountains far towards the east of the earth, and passed above the Erythraean Sea, and went far from it, and passed over the angel Zotiel. And I came to the garden of righteousness, and from afar off trees more numerous than these trees, and great 2 trees, they're very great, beautiful, and glorious, and magnificent. And the tree of knowledge, whose holy fruit they eat, and know great wisdom. That tree is in height like the fir, and its leaves are like those of the carob tree, and its fruit is like the clusters of the vine, very beautiful, and the fragrance of the tree penetrates afar. Then I said, How beautiful is the tree, and how attractive is its look. Then Raphael, the holy angel who was with me, answered me and said, This is the tree of wisdom of which thy father, old in years, and thy aged mother, who were before thee, have eaten. And they learnt wisdom, and their eyes were opened. And they knew that they were naked, and they were driven out of the garden. Chapter 33. And from thence I went to the ends of the earth, and saw there great beasts, and each differed from the other. And I saw birds also differing in appearance and beauty and voice, the one differing from the other. And to the east of those beasts I saw the ends of the earth, whereon the heaven rests, and the portals of the heaven open. And I saw how the stars of heaven come forth. And I counted the portals out of which they proceed, and wrote down all their outlets of each individual star by itself, according to their number and their names, their courses and their positions, and their times and their months, as Uriel, the holy angel who was with me, showed me. He showed all things to me and wrote them down for me. Also their names he wrote for me, and their laws and their companies. Chapter 34. And from thence I went towards the north to the ends of the earth, and there I saw a great and glorious device at the ends of the whole earth. And here I saw 3 portals of heaven open in the heaven. Through each of them proceed north winds. When they blow, there is cold hail, frost, snow dew, and rain. And out of one portal they blow for good, but when they blow through the other 2 portals, it is with violence and affliction on the earth, and they blow with violence. Chapter 35. And from thence I went towards the west to the ends of the earth, and saw there 3 portals of the heaven open, such as I had seen in the east, the same number of portals and the same number of outlets. Chapter 36. And from thence I went to the south to the ends of the earth, and saw there 3 open portals of the heaven. And thence there come dew, rain, and wind. And from thence I went to the east to the ends of the heaven, and saw here the 3 eastern portals of heaven open, and small portals above them. Through each of these small portals pass the stars of heaven, and run their course to the west on the path which is shown to them. And as often as I saw, I blessed always the Lord of glory. And I continued to bless the Lord of glory, who has wrought great and glorious wonders, to show the greatness of his work to the angels, and to spirits, and to men, that they might praise his work, and all his creation, that they might see the work of his might, and praise the great work of his hands, and bless him forever. Section 1 of the historical record is complete. We have just accompanied Enoch in completing the appraisal of the structure of the 10 great heavens. We have witnessed with our own eyes the devastating consequences of the Watcher's bloody covenant, the rise of the Nephilim species, and the sweeping, watery fury of the great flood. All foundations of the physical and spiritual universe have been fully exposed before humanity. Now the record moves into a deeper dimension. Prepare your mind to enter section 2 of the text, the Book of Parables, including data spanning from chapter 37 to chapter 71. In this section, Enoch assumes the role of a direct witness at the Supreme Court of the Creator. He carefully records 3 massive visions regarding the final day of judgment. The focus of the current report points directly toward the Ancient of Days and a figure carrying absolute authority with the title Son of Man, or the Elect One. This is the very entity holding full power to decide the fate of both the horde of fallen angels and the brutal rulers upon the earth. Every secret regarding natural elements, the mechanical operation of the stars, and the destination of the soul is decoded through the most intense symbolic language. Right in this moment, relax your body to sink deeper into the quiet space of the room. Let the 432 Hz sound frequency continue to soothe your nervous system, drifting you into the deepest layer of sleep. Your mind is now completely free to receive majestic images from eternity. The second file officially begins. Section 2, chapters 37 through 71. The Parables, chapter 37. The second vision, which he saw, the vision of wisdom, which Enoch, the son of Jared, the son of Mahalalel, the son of Canaan, the son of Enos, the son of Seth, the son of Adam, saw. And this is the beginning of the words of wisdom, which I lifted up my voice to speak and say to those which dwell on earth. Hear ye men of old time, and see ye that come after the words of the Holy One, which I will speak before the Lord of spirits. It were better to declare them only to the men of old time. But even from those that come after we will not withhold the beginning of wisdom. Till the present day, such wisdom has never been given by the Lord of spirits, as I have received according to my insight, according to the good pleasure of the Lord of spirits. by whom the lot of eternal life has been given to me. Now, 3 parables were imparted to me, and I lifted up my voice and recounted them to those that dwell on the earth. Chapter 38. The first parable. When the congregation of the righteous shall appear, and sinners shall be judged for their sins, and shall be driven from the face of the earth. And when the righteous one shall appear before the eyes of the righteous, whose elect works hang upon the Lord of spirits, and light shall appear to the righteous and the elect who dwell on the earth. Where then will be the dwelling of the sinners, and where the resting place of those who have denied the Lord of spirits? It had been good for them if they had not been born. When the secrets of the righteous shall be revealed, and the sinners judged, and the godless driven from the presence of the righteous and elect. From that time, those that possess the earth shall no longer be powerful and exalted, and they shall not be able to behold the face of the holy. For the Lord of spirits has caused his light to appear on the face of the holy, righteous, and elect. Then shall the kings and the mighty perish, and be given into the hands of the righteous and holy. And thenceforward none shall seek for themselves mercy from the Lord of spirits, for their life is at an end. Chapter 39. And it shall come to pass in those days that elect and holy children will descend from the high heaven, and their seed will become one with the children of men. And in those days Enoch received books of zeal and wrath, and books of disquiet and expulsion. And mercy shall not be accorded to them, saith the Lord of spirits. And in those days a whirlwind carried me off from the earth, and set me down at the end of the heavens. And there I saw another vision, the dwelling places of the holy, and the resting places of the righteous. Here mine eyes saw their dwellings with his righteous angels, and their resting places with the holy. And they petitioned and interceded and prayed for the children of men, and righteousness flowed before them as water, and mercy like dew upon the earth. Thus it is amongst them forever and ever. And in that place mine eyes saw the elect one of righteousness and of faith. And I saw his dwelling place under the wings of the Lord of spirits. And righteousness shall prevail in his days, and the righteous and elect shall be without number before him forever and ever. And all the righteous and elect before him shall be strong as fiery lights, and their mouth shall be full of blessing, and their lips extol the name of the Lord of spirits. And righteousness before him shall never fail, and uprightness shall never fail before him. There I wished to dwell, and my spirit longed for that dwelling place. And there heretofore hath been my portion, for so has it been established concerning me before the Lord of spirits. In those days I praised and extolled the name of the Lord of spirits with blessings and praises, because he hath destined me for blessing and glory according to the good pleasure of the Lord of spirits. For a long time my eyes regarded that place, and I blessed him and praised him, saying, Blessed is he, and may he be blessed from the beginning and forevermore. And before him there is no ceasing. He knows before the world was created what is forever, and what will be from generation unto generation. Those who sleep not bless thee. They stand before thy glory, and bless, praise, and extol, saying, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of spirits. He filleth the earth with spirits. And here my eyes saw all those who sleep, not they stand before him, and bless, and say, Blessed be thou, and blessed be the name of the Lord forever and ever. And my face was changed, for I could no longer behold. Chapter 40. And after that I saw thousands of thousands, and 10,000 times 10,000. I saw a multitude beyond number and reckoning, who stood before the Lord of spirits. And on the 4 sides of the Lord of spirits I saw 4 presences different from those that sleep not. And I learnt their names, for the angel that went with me made known to me their names, and showed me all the hidden things. And I heard the voices of those 4 presences as they uttered praises before the Lord of glory. The first voice blesses the Lord of spirits forever and ever. And the second voice I heard blessing the elect one and the elect ones who hang upon the Lord of spirits. And the third voice I heard pray and intercede for those who dwell on the earth, and supplicate in the name of the Lord of spirits. And I heard the fourth voice fending off the Satans and forbidding them to come before the Lord of spirits, to accuse them who dwell on the earth. After that I asked the angel of peace, who went with me, who showed me everything that is hidden. Who are these four presences which I have seen, and whose words I have heard and written down? And he said to me, This first is Michael the merciful and long-suffering, and the second, who was set over all the diseases and all the wounds of the children of men, is Raphael. And the third, who is set over all the powers, is Gabriel, and the fourth, who is set over the repentance unto hope of those who inherit eternal life, is named Phanuel. And these are the four angels of the Lord of spirits and the four voices I heard in those days. Chapter 41. And after that I saw all the secrets of the heavens, and how the kingdom is divided, and how the actions of men are weighed in the balance. And there I saw the mansions of the elect and the mansions of the holy. And mine eyes saw there all the sinners being driven from thence, which deny the name of the Lord of spirits, and being dragged off, and they could not abide, because of the punishment which proceeds from the Lord of spirits. And there mine eyes saw the secrets of the lightning, and of the thunder, and the secrets of the winds, how they are divided to blow over the earth, and the secrets of the clouds, and dew. And there I saw from whence they proceed in that place, and from whence they saturate the dusty earth. And there I saw closed chambers, out of which the winds are divided. The chamber of the hail, and winds the chamber of the mist, and of the clouds. And the cloud thereof hovers over the earth from the beginning of the world. And I saw the chambers of the sun and moon, whence they proceed, and whither they come again, and their glorious return, and how one is superior to the other, and their stately orbit, and how they do not leave their orbit, and they add nothing to their orbit, and they take nothing from it, and they keep faith with each other in accordance with the oath by which they are bound together. And first the sun goes forth, and traverses his path according to the commandment of the Lord of spirits, and mighty is his name forever and ever. And after that I saw the hidden and the visible path of the moon, and she accomplishes the course of her path in that place, by day and by night, the one holding a position opposite to the other before the Lord of spirits. And they give thanks and praise and rest not, for unto them is their thanksgiving rest. For the sun changes oft for a blessing or a curse, and the course of the path of the moon is light to the righteous, and darkness to the sinners in the name of the Lord, who made a separation between the light and the darkness, and divided the spirits of men, and strengthened the spirits of the righteous in the name of his righteousness. For no angel hinders, and no power is able to hinder. For he appoints a judge for them all, and he judges them all before him. Chapter 42. Wisdom found no place where she might dwell. Then a dwelling place was assigned her in the heavens. Wisdom went forth to make her dwelling among the children of men, and found no dwelling place. Wisdom returned to her place, and took her seat among the angels. And unrighteousness went forth from her chambers. Whom she sought not she found, and dwelt with them as rain in a desert, and dew on a thirsty land. Chapter 43. And I saw other lightnings, and the stars of heaven. And I saw how he called them all by their names, and they hearkened unto him. And I saw how they are weighed in a righteous balance, according to their proportions of light. I saw the width of their spaces, and the day of their appearing, and how their revolution produces lightning. And I saw their revolution according to the number of the angels, and how they keep faith with each other. And I asked the angel who went with me, who showed me what was hidden, What are these? And he said to me, The Lord of spirits hath showed thee their parabolic meaning lit. These are the names of the holy who dwell on the earth, and believe in the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. Chapter 44. Also another phenomenon I saw in regard to the lightnings, how some of the stars arise and become lightnings, and cannot part with their new form. Chapter 45. And this is the second parable concerning those who deny the name of the dwelling of the holy ones and the Lord of spirits. And into the heaven they shall not ascend, and on the earth they shall not come. Such shall be the lot of the sinners, who have denied the name of the Lord of spirits, who are thus preserved for the day of suffering and tribulation, On that day, mine elect one shall sit on the throne of glory, and shall try their works, and their places of rest shall be innumerable, and their souls shall grow strong within them, when they see mine elect ones. And those who have called upon my glorious name, then will I cause mine elect one to dwell among them. And I will transform the heaven, and make it an eternal blessing and light. And I will transform the earth, and make it a blessing. And I will cause mine elect ones to dwell upon it. But the sinners and evildoers shall not set foot thereon. For I have provided and satisfied with peace my righteous ones, and have caused them to dwell before me. But for the sinners there is judgment impending with me, so that I shall destroy them from the face of the earth. Chapter 46. And there I saw one who had a head of days, and his head was white like wool. And with him was another being, whose countenance had the appearance of a man, and his face was full of graciousness, like one of the holy angels. And I asked the angel who went with me, and showed me all the hidden things concerning that Son of Man, who he was, and whence he was, and why he went with the head of days. And he answered and said unto me, This is the Son of Man, who hath righteousness, with whom dwelleth righteousness, and who revealeth all the treasures of that which is hidden, because the Lord of spirits hath chosen him, and whose lot hath the preeminence before the Lord of spirits in uprightness forever. And this Son of Man, whom thou hast seen, shall raise up the kings and the mighty from their seats, and the strong from their thrones, and shall loosen the reins of the strong, and break the teeth of the sinners. And he shall put down the kings from their thrones and kingdoms, because they do not extol and praise him, nor humbly acknowledge whence the kingdom was bestowed upon them. And he shall put down the countenance of the strong, and shall fill them with shame. And darkness shall be their dwelling, and worms shall be their bed. And they shall have no hope of rising from their beds, because they do not extol the name of the Lord of spirits, and raise their hands against the Most High, and tread upon the earth, and dwell upon it. And all their deeds manifest unrighteousness, and their power rests upon their riches. And their faith is in the gods, which they have made with their hands. And they deny the name of the Lord of spirits, and they persecute the houses of his congregations, and the faithful who hang upon the name of the Lord of spirits. Chapter 47. And in those days shall have ascended the prayer of the righteous, and the blood of the righteous from the earth before the Lord of spirits. In those days the holy ones who dwell above in the heavens shall unite with one voice, and supplicate and pray and praise, and give thanks and bless the name of the Lord of spirits, on behalf of the blood of the righteous which has been shed, and that the prayer of the righteous may not be in vain before the Lord of spirits, that judgment may be done unto them, and that they may not have to suffer forever. In those days I saw the head of days when he seated himself upon the throne of his glory, and the books of the living were opened before him, and all his host which is in heaven above, and his counselors stood before him. And the hearts of the holy were filled with joy, because the number of the righteous had been offered, and the prayer of the righteous had been heard, and the blood of the righteous been required before the Lord of spirits. Chapter 48. And in that place I saw the fountain of righteousness, which was inexhaustible, and around it were many fountains of wisdom, and all the thirsty drank of them, and were filled with wisdom. And their dwellings were with the righteous, and holy, and elect. And at that hour that Son of Man was named, the presence of the Lord of spirits, and his name before the head of days. Yea, before the sun and the signs were created, before the stars of the heaven were made, his name was named before the Lord of spirits. He shall be a staff to the righteous, whereon to stay themselves, and not fall. And he shall be the light of the Gentiles, and the hope of those who are troubled of heart. All who dwell on earth shall fall down and worship before him, and will praise and bless and celebrate with song the Lord of spirits. And for this reason hath he been chosen and hidden before him, before the creation of the world, and forevermore. And the wisdom of the Lord of spirits hath revealed him to the holy and righteous. For he hath preserved the lot of the righteous, because they have hated and despised this world of unrighteousness, and have hated all its works and ways in the name of the Lord of spirits. For in his name they are saved, and according to his good pleasure hath it been in regard to their life. In these days, downcast in countenance, shall the kings of the earth have become, and the strong who possess the land because of the works of their hands. For on the day of their anguish and affliction they shall not be able to save themselves. And I will give them over into the hands of mine elect, as straw in the fire, so shall they burn before the face of the holy. As lead in the water shall they sink before the face of the righteous, and no trace of them shall any more be found. And on the day of their affliction there shall be rest on the earth, and before them they shall fall and not rise again. And there shall be no one to take them with his hands and raise them. For they have denied the Lord of spirits and his anointed. The name of the Lord of spirits be blessed. Chapter 49. For wisdom is poured out like water, and glory faileth not before him forevermore. For he is mighty in all the secrets of righteousness, and unrighteousness shall disappear as a shadow, and have no continuance. Because the elect one standeth before the Lord of spirits, and his glory is forever and ever, and his might unto all generations. And in him dwells the spirit of wisdom, and the spirit which gives insight, and the spirit of understanding and of might, and the spirit of those who have fallen asleep in righteousness. And he shall judge the secret things, and none shall be able to utter a lying word before him. For he is the elect one before the Lord of spirits, according to his good pleasure. Chapter 50. And in those days a change shall take place for the holy and elect, and the light of days shall abide upon them, and glory and honor shall turn to the holy on the day of affliction, on which evil shall have been treasured up against the sinners. And the righteous shall be victorious in the name of the Lord of spirits. And he will cause the others to witness this, that they may repent and forgo the works of their hands. They shall have no honor through the name of the Lord of spirits, yet through his name shall they be saved. And the Lord of spirits will have compassion on them, for his compassion is great, and he is righteous also in his judgment. And in the presence of his glory, unrighteousness also shall not maintain itself. At his judgment, the unrepentant shall perish before him, and from henceforth I will have no mercy on them, saith the Lord of spirits. Chapter 51. And in those days shall the earth also give back that which has been entrusted to it, and Sheol also shall give back that which it has received, and hell shall give back that which it owes. For in those days the elect one shall arise, and he shall choose the righteous and holy from among them. For the day has drawn nigh that they should be saved. And the elect one shall in those days sit on my throne, and his mouth shall pour forth all the secrets of wisdom and counsel. For the Lord of spirits hath given them to him, and hath glorified him. And in those days shall the mountains leap like rams, and the hills also shall skip, like lambs satisfied with milk. And the faces of all the angels in heaven shall be lighted up with joy. And the earth shall rejoice, and the righteous shall dwell upon it, and the elect shall walk thereon. Chapter 52. And after those days in that place, where I'd seen all the visions of that which is hidden, for I had been carried off in a whirlwind, and they had borne me towards the west. There mine eyes saw all the secret things of heaven, that shall be a mountain of iron, and a mountain of copper, and a mountain of silver, and a mountain of gold, and a mountain of soft metal, and a mountain of lead. And I asked the angel who went with me, saying, What things are these which I have seen in secret? And he said unto me, All these things which thou hast seen shall serve the dominion of his anointed, that he may be potent and mighty on the earth. And that angel of peace answered, saying unto me, Wait a little, and there shall be revealed unto thee all the secret things which surround the Lord of spirits. And these mountains which thine eyes have seen, the mountain of iron, and the mountain of copper, and the mountain of silver, and the mountain of gold, and the mountain of soft metal, and the mountain of lead, all these shall be in the presence of the elect one, as wax before the fire, and like the water which streams down from above upon those mountains. And they shall become powerless before his feet. And it shall come to pass in those days that none shall be saved, either by gold or by silver, and none be able to escape. And there shall be no iron for war, nor shall one clothe oneself with a breastplate. Bronze shall be of no service, and tin shall be of no service, and shall not be esteemed, and lead shall not be desired. And all these things shall be denied and destroyed from the surface of the earth, when the elect one shall appear before the face of the Lord of spirits. Chapter 53. There mine eyes saw a deep valley with open mouths, and all who dwell on the earth and sea and islands. shall bring to him gifts and presents and tokens of homage. But that deep valley shall not become full, and their hands commit lawless deeds, and the sinners devour all whom they lawlessly oppress. Yet the sinners shall be destroyed before the face of the Lord of spirits, and they shall be banished from off the face of his earth, and they shall perish forever and ever. For I saw all the angels of punishment abiding there, and preparing all the instruments of Satan. And I asked the angel of peace who went with me, for whom are they preparing these instruments? And he said unto me, They prepare these for the kings and the mighty of this earth, that they may thereby be destroyed. And after this, the righteous and elect one shall cause the house of his congregation to appear henceforth. They shall be no more hindered in the name of the Lord of spirits. And these mountains shall not stand as the earth before his righteousness, but the hills shall be as a fountain of water, and the righteous shall have rest from the oppression of sinners. Chapter 54. And I looked and turned to another part of the earth, and saw there a deep valley with burning fire. And they brought the kings and the mighty, and began to cast them into this deep valley. And there mine eyes saw how they made these, their instruments, iron chains of immeasurable weight. And I asked the angel of peace who went with me, saying, For whom are these chains being prepared? And he said unto me, These are being prepared for the hosts of Azazel, so that they may take them and cast them into the abyss of complete condemnation. And they shall cover their jaws with rough stones, as the Lord of spirits commanded. And Michael and Gabriel and Raphael and Phanuel shall take hold of them on that great day, and cast them on that day into the burning furnace, that the Lord of spirits may take vengeance on them for their unrighteousness, in becoming subject to Satan, and leading astray those who dwell on the earth. And in those days shall punishment come from the Lord of spirits, and he will open all the chambers of waters which are above the heavens, and of the fountains which are beneath the earth. And all the waters shall be joined with the waters. That which is above the heavens is the masculine, and the water which is beneath the earth is the feminine. And they shall destroy all who dwell on the earth, and those who dwell under the ends of the heaven. And when they have recognized their unrighteousness, which they have wrought on the earth, then by these shall they perish. Chapter 55. And after that, the head of days repented and said, In vain have I destroyed all who dwell on the earth. And he sware by his great name, Henceforth I will not do so to all who dwell on the earth, and I will set a sign in the heaven. And this shall be a pledge of good faith between me and them, forever so long as heaven is above the earth. And this is in accordance with my command, when I have desired to take hold of them by the hand of the angels on the day of tribulation and pain because of this. I will cause my chastisement and my wrath to abide upon them, saith God the Lord of spirits, the Lord of ye mighty kings who dwell on the earth. Ye shall have to behold mine elect one, how he sits on the thrones of glory, and judges Azazel and all his associates and all his hosts in the name of the Lord of spirits. Chapter 56. And I saw there the hosts of the angels of punishment going, and they held scourges and chains of iron and bronze. And I asked the angel of peace who went with me, saying, To whom are these who hold the scourges going? And he said unto me, To their elect and beloved ones, that they may be cast into the chasm of the abyss of the valley. And then that valley shall be filled with their elect and beloved, and the days of their lives shall be at an end, and the days of their leading astray shall not thenceforward be reckoned. And in those days the angels shall return, and hurl themselves to the east upon the Parthians and Medes. They shall stir up the kings, so that a spirit of unrest shall come upon them. And they shall rouse them from their thrones, that they may break forth as lions from their lairs, and as hungry wolves among their flocks. And they shall go up and tread under foot the land of his elect ones. And the land of his elect ones shall be before them a threshing floor and a highway. But the city of my righteous shall be a hindrance to their horses. And they shall begin to fight among themselves, and their right hand shall be strong against themselves. And a man shall not know his brother, nor a son his father or his mother, till there be no number of the corpses through their slaughter, and their punishment be not in vain. In those days Sheol shall open its jaws, and they shall be swallowed up therein, and their destruction shall be at an end. Sheol shall devour the sinners in the presence of the elect. Chapter 57. And it came to pass after this, that I saw another host of wagons and men riding thereon, and coming on the winds from the east and from the west to the south. And the noise of their wagons was heard. And when this turmoil took place, the holy ones from heaven remarked it, and the pillars of the earth were moved from their place, and the sound thereof was heard from the one end of heaven to the other in one day. And they shall all fall down and worship the Lord of spirits. And this is the end of the second parable. Chapter 58. And I began to speak the third parable concerning the righteous and elect. Blessed are ye righteous and elect, for glorious shall be your lot. And the righteous shall be in the light of the sun, and the elect in the light of eternal life. The days of their life shall be unending, and the days of the holy without number. And they shall seek the light, and find righteousness with the Lord of spirits. There shall be peace to the righteous in the name of the eternal Lord. And after this, it shall be said to the holy in heaven, that they should seek out the secrets of righteousness, the heritage of faith. For it has become bright as the sun upon earth, and the darkness is past. And there shall be a light that never endeth, and to a limit lit. Number of days they shall not come. For the darkness shall first have been destroyed, and the light established before the Lord of spirits, and the light of uprightness established forever before the Lord of spirits. Chapter 59. In those days mine eyes saw the secrets of the lightnings, and of the lights, and the judgments they execute lit. Their judgment, and they lighten for a blessing or a curse, as the Lord of spirits willeth. And there I saw the secrets of the thunder, and how when it resounds above in the heaven the sound thereof is heard. And he caused me to see the judgments executed on the earth, whether they be for well-being and blessing, or for a curse, according to the word of the Lord of spirits. And after that, all the secrets of the lights and lightnings were shown to me, and they lighten for blessing and for satisfying. Chapter 60. A fragment of the book of Noah. In the year 500, in the 7th month, on the 14th day of the month, in the life of Enoch. In that parable, I saw how a mighty quaking made the heaven of heavens to quake, and the host of the Most High, and the angels 1,000 thousands and 10,000 times 10,000 were disquieted with a great disquiet. And the head of days sat on the throne of his glory, and the angels and the righteous stood around him. And a great trembling seized me, and fear took hold of me, and my loins gave way, and dissolved were my reins, and I fell upon my face. And Michael sent another angel from among the holy ones, and he raised me up. And when he had raised me up, my spirit returned. For I had not been able to endure the look of this host, and the commotion, and the quaking of the heaven. And Michael said unto me, Why art thou disquieted with such a vision, until this day lasted the day of his mercy? And he hath been merciful, and long-suffering towards those who dwell on the earth. And when the day, and the power, and the punishment, and the judgment come, which the Lord of spirits hath prepared for those who worship not the righteous law, and for those who deny the righteous judgment, and for those who take his name in vain, that day is prepared for the elect, a covenant, but for sinners an inquisition. When the punishment of the Lord of spirits shall rest upon them, it shall rest, in order that the punishment of the Lord of spirits may not come in vain. And it shall slay the children with their mothers, and the children with their fathers. Afterwards, the judgment shall take place, according to his mercy and his patience. And on that day were two monsters parted, a female monster named Leviathan, to dwell in the abysses of the ocean, over the fountains of the waters. But the male is named Behemoth, who occupied with his breast a waste wilderness named Duodon, on the east of the garden, where the elect and righteous dwell, where my grandfather was taken up the 7th from Adam, the first man whom the Lord of spirits created. And I besought the other angel that he should show me the might of those monsters, how they were parted on one day, and cast the one into the abysses of the sea, and the other unto the dry land of the wilderness. And he said to me, Thou son of man, herein thou dost seek to know what is hidden. And the other angel who went with me and showed me what was hidden, told me what is first and last in the heaven, in the height and beneath the earth, in the depth and at the ends of the heaven, and on the foundation of the heaven. And the chambers of the winds, and how the winds are divided, and how they are weighed, and how the portals of the winds are reckoned each according to the power of the wind, and the power of the lights of the moon, and according to the power that is fitting, and the divisions of the stars according to their names, and how all the divisions are divided, and the thunders according to the places where they fall, and all the divisions that are made among the lightnings, that it may lighten, and their host, that they may at once obey. For the thunder has places of rest, which are assigned to it while it is waiting for its peal, and the thunder and lightning are inseparable. And although not one and undivided, they both go together through the Spirit, and separate not. For when the lightning lightens, the thunder utters its voice, and the Spirit enforces a pause during the peal, and divides equally between them. For the treasury of their peals is like the sand, and each one of them, as it peals, is held in with a bridle and turned back by the power of the Spirit, and pushed forward according to the many quarters of the earth. And the spirit of the sea is masculine and strong, and according to the might of his strength, he draws it back with a rein. And in like manner, it is driven forward and disperses amid all the mountains of the earth. And the spirit of the hoarfrost is his own angel, and the spirit of the hail is a good angel. And the spirit of the snow has forsaken his chambers on account of his strength. There is a special spirit therein, and that which ascends from it is like smoke, and its name is frost. And the spirit of the mist is not united with them in their chambers, but it has a special chamber. For its course is glorious, both in light and in darkness, and in winter and in summer. And in its chamber is an angel. And the spirit of the dew has its dwelling at the ends of the heaven, and is connected with the chambers of the rain, and its course is in winter and summer, and its clouds, and the clouds of the mist are connected, and the one then gives to the other. And when the spirit of the rain goes forth from its chamber, the angels come and open the chamber and lead it out. And when it is diffused over the whole earth, it unites with the water on the earth. And whensoever it unites with the water on the earth, for the waters are for those who dwell on the earth, for they are nourishment for the earth from the Most High who is in heaven. Therefore there is a measure for the rain, and the angels take it in charge. And these things I saw towards the garden of the righteous. And the angel of peace who was with me said to me, These two monsters, prepared conformably to the greatness of God, shall feed. Chapter 61. And I saw in those days how long cords were given to those angels, and they took to themselves wings, and flew, and they went towards the north. And I asked the angel, saying unto him, Why have those angels taken these cords and gone off? And he said unto me, They have gone to measure. And the angel who went with me said unto me, These shall bring the measures of the righteous, and the ropes of the righteous to the righteous, that they may stay themselves on the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. The elect shall begin to dwell with the elect, and those are the measures which shall be given to faith, and which shall strengthen righteousness. And these measures shall reveal all the secrets of the depths of the earth, and those who have been destroyed by the desert, and those who have been devoured by the beasts, and those who have been devoured by the fish of the sea, that they may return and stay themselves on the day of the elect one. For none shall be destroyed before the Lord of spirits, and none can be destroyed. And all who dwell above in the heaven received a command and power and one voice and one light, like unto fire. And that one with their first words they blessed and extolled and lauded with wisdom, and they were wise in utterance and in the spirit of life. And the Lord of spirits placed the elect one on the throne of glory. And he shall judge all the works of the holy above in the heaven, and in the balance shall their deeds be weighed, and when he shall lift up his countenance, to judge their secret ways according to the word of the name of the Lord of spirits, and their path according to the way of the righteous judgment of the Lord of spirits. Then shall they all with one voice speak and bless, and glorify and extol and sanctify the name of the Lord of spirits. And he will summon all the host of the heavens, and all the holy ones above, and the host of God, the cherubic seraphim and Ophanim, and all the angels of power, and all the angels of principalities, and the elect one, and the other powers on the earth and over the water. On that day shall raise one voice, and bless and glorify and exalt in the spirit of faith, and in the spirit of wisdom, and in the spirit of patience, and in the spirit of mercy, and in the spirit of judgment, and of peace, and in the spirit of goodness. And shall all say with one voice, Blessed is he, and may the name of the Lord of spirits be blessed forever and ever. All who sleep not above in heaven shall bless him. All the holy ones who are in heaven shall bless him. And all the elect who dwell in the garden of life, and every spirit of light, who is able to bless and glorify and extol and hallow thy blessed name. And all flesh shall beyond measure. For glorify and bless thy name forever and ever. For great is the mercy of the Lord of spirits, and he is long-suffering in all his works and all that he has created. He has revealed to the righteous and elect in the name of the Lord of spirits. Chapter 62. And thus the Lord commanded the kings and the mighty and the exalted and those who dwell on the earth, and said, Open your eyes and lift up your horns if you are able to recognize the elect one. And the Lord of spirits seated him on the throne of his glory, and the spirit of righteousness was poured out upon him. And the word of his mouth slays all the sinners, and all the unrighteous are destroyed from before his face. And there shall stand up in that day all the kings and the mighty, and the exalted and those who hold the earth. And they shall see and recognize how he sits on the throne of his glory, and righteousness is judged before him, and no lying word is spoken before him. Then shall pain come upon them as on a woman in travail. And she has pain in bringing forth when her child enters the mouth of the womb, and she has pain in bringing forth. And one portion of them shall look on the other, and they shall be terrified, and they shall be downcast of countenance, and pain shall seize them when they see that Son of Man sitting on the throne of his glory, and the kings and the mighty, and all who possess the earth shall bless and glorify and extol who rules over all who is hidden. For from the beginning the Son of Man was hidden. And the Most High preserved him in the presence of his might, and revealed him to the elect. And the congregation of the elect and holy shall be sown. And all the elect shall stand before him on that day. And all the kings and the mighty and the exalted, and those who rule the earth, shall fall down before him on their faces, and worship and set their hope upon that Son of Man, and petition him and supplicate for mercy at his hands. Nevertheless, that Lord of spirits will so press them that they shall hastily go forth from his presence, and their faces shall be filled with shame, and the darkness grow deeper on their faces. And he will deliver them to the angels for punishment, to execute vengeance on them, because they have oppressed his children and his elect. And they shall be a spectacle for the righteous, and for his elect they shall rejoice over them, because the wrath of the Lord of spirits resteth upon them, and his sword is drunk with their blood. And the righteous and elect shall be saved on that day, and they shall never thenceforward see the face of the sinners and unrighteous. And the Lord of spirits will abide over them. And with that Son of Man shall they eat and lie down and rise up forever and ever. And the righteous and elect shall have risen from the earth, and ceased to be of downcast countenance. And they shall have been clothed with garments of glory, and these shall be the garments of life from the Lord of spirits. And your garments shall not grow old, nor your glory pass away before the Lord of spirits. Chapter 63. In those days shall the mighty and the kings who possess the earth implore him to grant them a little respite from his angels of punishment to whom they were delivered, that they might fall down and worship before the Lord of spirits, and confess their sins before him. And they shall bless and glorify the Lord of spirits, and say, Blessed is the Lord of spirits, and the Lord of kings, and the Lord of the mighty, and the Lord of the rich, and the Lord of glory, and the Lord of wisdom. And splendid in every secret thing is thy power, from generation to generation, and thy glory forever and ever. Deep are all thy secrets and innumerable, and thy righteousness is beyond reckoning. We have now learnt that we should glorify and bless the Lord of kings, and him who is king over all kings. And they shall say, Would that we had rest to glorify the Son and give thanks, and confess our faith before his glory. And now we long for a little rest, but find it not. We follow hard upon and obtain it not, and light has vanished from before us, and darkness is our dwelling place forever and ever. For we have not believed before him, nor glorified the name of the Lord of spirits, nor glorified our Lord. But our hope was in the scepter of our kingdom and in our glory, and in the day of our suffering and tribulation. He saves us not, and we find no respite for confession, that our Lord is true in all his works, and in his judgments and his justice. And his judgments have no respect of persons, and we pass away from before his face on account of our works, and all our sins are reckoned up in righteousness. Now they shall say unto themselves, Our souls are full of unrighteous gain, but it does not prevent us from descending from the midst thereof into the burden of Sheol. And after that, their faces shall be filled with darkness and shame before that Son of Man. And they shall be driven from his presence, and the sword shall abide before his face in their midst. Thus spake the Lord of spirits. This is the ordinance and judgment with respect to the mighty and the kings and the exalted, and those who possess the earth before the Lord of spirits. Chapter 64. And other forms I saw hidden in that place. I heard the voice of the angel saying, These are the angels who descended to the earth, and revealed what was hidden to the children of men, and seduced the children of men into committing sin. Chapter 65. And in those days Noah saw the earth that it had sunk down, and its destruction was nigh. And he arose from thence, and went to the ends of the earth, and cried aloud to his grandfather. Enoch and Noah said 3 times with an embittered voice, Hear me, hear me, hear me. And I said unto him, Tell me what it is that is falling out on the earth, that the earth is in such evil plight, and shaken lest perchance I shall perish with it. And thereupon there was a great commotion on the earth, and a voice was heard from heaven, and I fell on my face. And Enoch, my grandfather, came and stood by me, and said unto me, Why hast thou cried unto me with a bitter cry and weeping? And a command has gone forth from the presence of the Lord concerning those who dwell on the earth, that their ruin is accomplished, because they have learnt all the secrets of the angels, and all the violence of the Satans, and all their powers, the most secret ones, and all the power of those who practice sorcery, and the power of witchcraft, and the power of those who make molten images for the whole earth, and how silver is produced from the dust of the earth, and how soft metal originates in the earth. For lead and tin are not produced from the earth. Like the first, it is a fountain that produces them, and an angel stands therein, and that angel is preeminent. And after that, my grandfather Enoch took hold of me by my hand, and raised me up, and said unto me, Go, for I have asked the Lord of spirits as touching this commotion on the earth. And he said unto me, Because of their unrighteousness their judgment has been determined upon, and shall not be withheld by me forever. Because of the sorceries which they have searched out and learnt the earth, and those who dwell upon it shall be destroyed. And these they have no place of repentance forever, because they have shown them what was hidden, and they are the damned. But as for thee, my son, the Lord of spirits knows that thou art pure and guiltless of this reproach concerning the secrets. And he has destined thy name to be among the holy, and will preserve thee amongst those who dwell on the earth, and has destined thy righteous seed both for kingship and for great honors. And from thy seed shall proceed a fountain of the righteous and holy without number forever. Chapter 66. And after that he showed me the angels of punishment, who are prepared to come and let loose all the powers of the waters which are beneath in the earth, in order to bring judgment and destruction on all who abide and dwell on the earth. And the Lord of spirits gave commandment to the angels who were going forth that they should not cause the waters to rise, but should hold them in check, for those angels were over the powers of the waters. And I went away from the presence of Enoch. Chapter 67. And in those days the word of God came unto me, and he said unto me, Noah, thy lot has come up before me, a lot without blame, a lot of love and uprightness. And now the angels are making a wooden building. And when they have completed that task I will place my hand upon it and preserve it. And there shall come forth from it the seed of life, and a change shall set in, so that the earth will not remain without inhabitant. And I will make fast thy seed before me, forever and ever. And I will spread abroad those who dwell with thee. It shall not be unfruitful on the face of the earth, but it shall be blessed and multiply on the earth in the name of the Lord. And he will imprison those angels who have shown unrighteousness in that burning valley which my grandfather Enoch had formerly shown to me in the west, among the mountains of gold and silver and iron and soft metal and tin. And I saw that valley in which there was a great convulsion and a convulsion of the waters. And when all this took place from that fiery molten metal, and from the convulsion thereof in that place there was produced a smell of sulfur, and it was connected with those waters. And that valley of the angels who had led astray mankind burned beneath that land. And through its valleys proceed streams of fire, where these angels are punished, who had led astray those who dwell upon the earth. But those waters shall in those days serve for the kings and the mighty and the exalted, and those who dwell on the earth, for the healing of the body, but for the punishment of the spirit. Now their spirit is full of lust, that they may be punished in their body. For they have denied the Lord of spirits, and see their punishment daily, and yet believe not in his name. And in proportion as the burning of their bodies becomes severe, a corresponding change shall take place in their spirit forever and ever. For before the Lord of spirits none shall utter an idle word, for the judgment shall come upon them, because they believe in the lust of their body, and to deny the Spirit of the Lord. And those same waters will undergo a change in those days. For when those angels are punished in these water springs shall change their temperature. And when the angels ascend, this water of the springs shall change and become cold. And I heard Michael answering and saying, This judgment wherewith the angels are judged is a testimony for the kings and the mighty who possess the earth. Because these waters of judgment minister to the healing of the body of the kings and the lust of their body. Therefore, they will not see and will not believe that those waters will change and become a fire which burns forever. Chapter 68. And after that, my grandfather Enoch gave me the teaching of all the secrets in the book, in the parables which had been given to him, and he put them together for me in the words of the book of the parables. And on that day, Michael answered Raphael and said, The power of the Spirit transports and makes me to tremble, because of the severity of the judgment of the secrets, the judgment of the angels. Who can endure the severe judgment which has been executed and before which they melt away? And Michael answered again and said to Raphael, Who is he whose heart is not softened concerning it, and whose reins are not troubled by this word of judgment that has gone forth upon them because of those who have thus led them out? And it came to pass, when he stood before the Lord of spirits, Michael said thus to Raphael, I will not take their part under the eye of the Lord, for the Lord of spirits has been angry with them, because they do as if they were the Lord. Therefore all that is hidden shall come upon them for ever and ever. For neither angel nor man shall have his portion in it, but alone they have received their judgment for ever and ever. Chapter 69. And after this judgment they shall terrify and make them to tremble, because they have shown this to those who dwell on the earth. And behold the names of those angels, and these are their names. The first of them is Samjaza, the second Artakepha, and the third Armin, the fourth Kokabel, the fifth, Turael, the sixth, Rumjal, the seventh, Danjal, the eighth, Nekael, the ninth, Barakel, the 10th, Azazel, the 11th, Armaros, the 12th, Bataryal, the 13th, Busasehal, the 14th, Hananel, the 15th, Turel, and the 16th, Semapesiel, the 17th, Jetrel, the 18th, Tumael, the 19th, Turel, the 20th, Rumael, the 21st, Azazel. And these are the chiefs of their angels, and their names and their chief ones, over hundreds and over 50s and over 10s. The name of the first, Jacon, that is the one who led astray all the sons of God, and brought them down to the earth, and led them astray through the daughters of men. And the second was named Asbeel. He imparted to the holy sons of God evil counsel, and led them astray so that they defiled their bodies with the daughters of men. And the third was named Gadriel. He it is who showed the children of men all the blows of death, and he led astray Eve and showed the weapons of death to the sons of men, the shield and the coat of mail and the sword for battle and all the weapons of death to the children of men. And from his hand they have proceeded against those who dwell on the earth from that day and forevermore. And the fourth was named Penemue. He taught the children of men the bitter and the sweet, and he taught them all the secrets of their wisdom. And he instructed mankind in writing with ink and paper, and thereby many sinned from eternity to eternity, and until this day. For men were not created for such a purpose, to give confirmation to their good faith with pen and ink. For men were created exactly like the angels, to the intent that they should continue pure and righteous, and death, which destroys everything, could not have taken hold of them. But through this, their knowledge, they are perishing. And through this power, it is consuming me. And the fifth was named Kazdeja. This is he who showed the children of men all the wicked smitings of spirits and demons, and the smitings of the embryo in the womb, that it may pass away, and the smitings of the soul, the bites of the serpent, and the smitings which befall through the noontide heat, the son of the serpent named Tabayit. And this is the task of Casbeel, the chief of the oath, which he showed to the holy ones, when he dwelt high above in glory, and its name is Bika. This angel requested Michael to show him the hidden name, that he might enunciate it in the oath, so that those might quake before that name and oath, who revealed all that was in secret to the children of men. And this is the power of this oath, for it is powerful and strong. And he placed this oath, Akai, in the hand of Michael. And these are the secrets of this oath. And they are strong through his oath. And the heaven was suspended before the world was created, and forever. And through it, the earth was founded upon the water. And from the secret recesses of the mountains come beautiful waters, from the creation of the world and unto eternity. And through that oath the sea was created, and as its foundation, he set for it the sand against the time of its anger, and it dare not pass beyond it from the creation of the world unto eternity. And through that oath are the depths made fast, and abide and stir not from their place, from eternity to eternity. And through that oath the sun and moon complete their course, and deviate not from their ordinances from eternity to eternity. And through that oath the stars complete their course. And he calls them by their names, and they answer him from eternity to eternity. And in like manner the spirits of the water and of the winds, and of all zephyrs and their paths from all the quarters of the winds. And there are preserved the voices of the thunder and the light of the lightnings. And there are preserved the chambers of the hail, and the chambers of the hoarfrost, and the chambers of the mist, and the chambers of the rain, and the dew. And all these believe and give thanks before the Lord of spirits, and glorify him with all their power, and their food is in every act of thanksgiving. They thank and glorify and extol the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. And this oath is mighty over them. And through it they are preserved, and their paths are preserved, and their course is not destroyed. And there was great joy amongst them, and they blessed and glorified and extolled, because the name of that Son of Man had been revealed unto them. And he sat on the throne of his glory, and the sum of judgment was given unto the Son of Man. And he caused the sinners to pass away, and be destroyed from off the face of the earth, and those who have led the world astray. With chains shall they be bound, and in their assemblage place of destruction shall they be imprisoned, and all their works vanish from the face of the earth. And from henceforth there shall be nothing corruptible. For that Son of Man has appeared, and has seated himself on the throne of his glory, and all evil shall pass away before his face. And the word of that Son of Man shall go forth, and be strong before the Lord of spirits. Chapter 70. And it came to pass after this, that his name during his lifetime was raised aloft to that Son of Man, and to the Lord of spirits, from amongst those who dwell on the earth. And he was raised aloft on the chariots of the Spirit, and his name vanished among them. And from that day I was no longer numbered amongst them. And he set me between the two winds, between the north and the west, where the angels took the cords to measure for me the place for the elect and righteous. And there I saw the first fathers and the righteous, who from the beginning dwell in that place. Chapter 71. And it came to pass after this, that my spirit was translated, and it ascended into the heavens, and I saw the holy sons of God. They were stepping on flames of fire. Their garments were white, and their raiment, and their faces shone like snow. And I saw two streams of fire, and the light of that fire shone like hyacinth. And I fell on my face before the Lord of spirits. And the angel Michael, one of the archangels, seized me by my right hand, and lifted me up, and led me forth into all the secrets. And he showed me all the secrets of righteousness. And he showed me all the secrets of the ends of the heaven, and all the chambers of all the stars, and all the luminaries, whence they proceed before the face of the holy ones. And he translated my spirit into the heaven of heavens. And I saw there, as it were, a structure built of crystals, and between those crystals tongues of living fire. And my spirit saw the girdle which girt that house of fire, and on its four sides were streams full of living fire, and they girt that house. And round about were seraphim cherubic and elphanan, and these are they who sleep not, and guard the throne of his glory. And I saw angels who could not be counted, 1,000 thousands, and 10,000 times 10,000, encircling that house. And Michael, and Raphael, and Gabriel, and Phanuel, and the holy angels who are above the heavens go in and out of that house. And they came forth from that house. And Michael, and Gabriel, Raphael, and Phanuel, and many holy angels without number, and with them the head of days, his head white and pure as wool, and his raiment indescribable. And I fell on my face, and my whole body became relaxed, and my spirit was transfigured. And I cried with a loud voice, with a spirit of power, and blessed and glorified and extolled. And these blessings which went forth out of my mouth were well-pleasing before that head of days. And that head of days came with Michael, and Gabriel, Raphael, and Phanuel, thousands and 10,000s of angels without number. Lost passage wherein the Son of Man was described as accompanying the head of days. And Enoch asked one of the angels, as in Psalm 3, concerning the Son of Man, as to who he was. And he, i.e. the angel, came to me and greeted me with his voice, and said unto me, This is the Son of Man, who is born unto righteousness, and righteousness abides over him. And the righteousness of the head of days forsakes him not. And he said unto me, He proclaims unto thee, peace in the name of the world to come. For from hence has proceeded peace since the creation of the world. And so shall it be unto thee forever and forever and ever. And all shall walk in his ways, since righteousness never forsaketh him. With him will be their dwelling places, and with him their heritage. And they shall not be separated from him forever and ever and ever. And so there shall be length of days with that Son of Man. And the righteous shall have peace and an upright way, in the name of the Lord of spirits, forever and ever. The record of the parables and the supreme court of judgment is complete. We have just witnessed the authority from the throne of the Chosen One, along with the appropriate sentence for all fallen forces. Now the investigation record redirects our minds to a completely new structure. Prepare to enter part 3 of the text, the Book of the Luminaries, encompassing all the classified data from chapter 72 to chapter 82. This is the greatest technical manual of the ancient world. In this record, the Archangel Uriel personally guides Enoch straight into the macro control center of the universe. In this space, he witnesses with his own eyes the gigantic machine operating the sun, the moon, and the stars. Every movement in the sky absolutely obeys a divine mechanical law, precise to every breath. The report dissects in detail the system of 6 giant gates in the east and 6 gates in the west. That is the infrastructure maintaining the biological heartbeat of the Earth, coordinating light temperature, and the trade winds. It is the original blueprint affirming the eternal order of the Creator against all intervention efforts of the rebel faction. The perfect operation of the stars carries the power to bring your body into a cycle of profound rest. Right now, let the precise rhythm of the universe and the 432 Hz sound wave synchronize with your heartbeat. Relax your entire mind, yield to the peaceful orbit of the night sky, and drift into the very end of the dream realm. Enoch's astronomical machine officially starts. Section 3. Chapters 72 to 82. The Book of the Heavenly Luminaries. Chapter 72. The book of the courses of the luminaries of the heaven, the relations of each according to their classes, their dominion, and their seasons, according to their names and places of origin, and according to their months, which Uriel the holy angel who was with me, who is their guide, showed me. And he showed me all their laws exactly as they are, and how it is with regard to all the years of the world, and unto eternity, till the new creation is accomplished, which dureth till eternity. And this is the first law of the luminaries. The luminary, the sun, has its rising in the eastern portals of the heaven, and its setting in the western portals of the heaven. And I saw 6 portals in which the sun rises, and 6 portals in which the sun sets, and the moon rises and sets in these portals. And the leaders of the stars, and those whom they lead, 6 in the east and 6 in the west, and all following each other in accurately corresponding order, also many windows to the right and left of these portals. And first there goes forth the great luminary named the sun, and his circumference is like the circumference of the heaven, and he is quite filled with illuminating and heating fire. The chariot on which he ascends the wind drives, and the sun goes down from the heaven and returns through the north in order to reach the east, and is so guided that he comes to the appropriate lit. That portal and shines in the face of the heaven. In this way, he rises in the first month in the great portal, which is the 4th, those 6 portals in the cast. And in that 4th portal from which the sun rises in the first month are 12 window openings from which proceed a flame when they are opened in their season. When the sun rises in the heaven, he comes forth through that 4th portal 30 mornings in succession, and sets accurately in the 4th portal in the west of the heaven. And during this period, the day becomes daily longer, and the night nightly shorter to the 30th morning. On that day, the day is longer than the night by a 9th part, and the day amounts exactly to 10 parts, and the night to 8 parts. And the sun rises from that 4th portal and sets in the 4th and returns to the 5th portal of the east 30 mornings and rises from it and sets in the 5th portal. And then the day becomes longer by 2 parts and amounts to 11 parts, and the night becomes shorter and amounts to 7 parts. And it returns to the east and enters into the 6th portal and rises and sets in the 6th portal 1 and 30 mornings on account of its sign. On that day, the day becomes longer than the night, and the day becomes double the night, and the day becomes 12 parts, and the night is shortened and becomes 6 parts. And the sun mounts up to make the day shorter and the night longer, and the sun returns to the east and enters into the 6th portal and rises from it and sets 30 mornings. And when 30 mornings are accomplished, the day decreases by exactly 1 part and becomes 11 parts, and the night 7. And the sun goes forth from that 6th portal in the west and goes to the east and rises in the 5th portal for 30 mornings and sets in the west, again in the 5th western portal. On that day, the day decreases by 2 parts and amounts to 10 parts, and the night to 8 parts. And the sun goes forth from that 5th portal and sets in the 5th portal of the west and rises in the 4th portal for 1 and 30 mornings on account of its sign and sets in the west. On that day, the day is equalized with the night and becomes of equal length, and the night amounts to 9 parts and the day to 9 parts. And the sun rises from that portal and sets in the west and returns to the east and rises 30 mornings in the 3rd portal and sets in the west in the 3rd portal. And on that day, the night becomes longer than the day, and night becomes longer than night, and day shorter than day till the 30th morning, and the night amounts exactly to 10 parts, and the day to 8 parts. And the sun rises from that 3rd portal and sets in the 3rd portal in the west, and returns to the east, and for 30 mornings rises in the 2nd portal in the east, and in like manner sets in the 2nd portal in the west of the heaven. And on that day, the night amounts to 11 parts, and the day to 7 parts. And the sun rises on that day from that 2nd portal, and sets in the west in the 2nd portal, and returns to the east into the 1st portal for 1 and 30 mornings, and sets in the 1st portal in the west of the heaven. And on that day, the night becomes longer and amounts to the double of the day, and the night amounts exactly to 12 parts, and the day to 6. And the sun has therewith traversed the divisions of his orbit, and turns again on those divisions of his orbit, and enters that portal 30 mornings, and sets also in the west opposite to it. And on that night has the night decreased in length by a 9th part, and the night has become 11 parts, and the day 7 parts. And the sun has returned and entered into the 2nd portal in the east, and returns on those his divisions of his orbit, for 30 mornings rising and setting. And on that day, the night decreases in length, and the night amounts to 10 parts, and the day to 8. And on that day, the sun rises from that portal, and sets in the west, and returns to the east, and rises in the 3rd portal for 1 and 30 mornings, and sets in the west of the heaven. On that day, the night decreases and amounts to 9 parts, and the day to 9 parts, and the night is equal to the day. And the year is exactly as to its days, 364. And the length of the day and of the night, and the shortness of the day and of the night, arise through the course of the sun. These distinctions are made lit. They are separated. So it comes that its course becomes daily longer and its course nightly shorter. And this is the law and the course of the sun, and his return as often as he returns 60 times, and rises, i.e., the great luminary which is named the sun forever and ever. And that which thus rises is the great luminary, and is so named according to its appearance, according as the Lord commanded. As he rises, so he sets, and decreases not, and rests not, but runs day and night, and his light is 7-fold brighter than that of the moon. But as regards size, they are both equal. Chapter 73. And after this law, I saw another law dealing with a smaller luminary, which is named the moon. and her circumference is like the circumference of the heaven. And her chariot in which she rides is driven by the wind, and light is given to her in definite measure, and her rising and setting change every month, and her days are like the days of the sun. And when her light is uniform, i.e., full, it amounts to the 7th part of the light of the sun. And thus she rises, and her first phase in the east comes forth on the 30th morning. And on that day, she becomes visible and constitutes for you the first phase of the moon on the 30th day, together with the sun in the portal where the sun rises. And the 1/2 of her goes forth by a 7th part, and her whole circumference is empty, without light, with the exception of 1/7 part of it, and the 14th part of her light. And when she receives 1/7 part of the half of her light amounts to 1/7 part, and the half thereof. And she sets with the sun. And when the sun rises, the moon rises with him, and receives the half of 1 part of light. And in that night, in the beginning of her morning, in the commencement of the lunar day, the moon sets with the sun, and is invisible that night with the 14 parts and the half of 1 of them. And she rises on that day with exactly a 7th part, and comes forth and recedes from the rising of the sun. And in her remaining days, she becomes bright in the remaining 13 parts. Chapter 74. And I saw another course, a law for her, and how according to that law she performs her monthly revolution. And all these Uriel, the holy angel, who is the leader of them all, showed to me in their positions. And I wrote down their positions as he showed them to me. And I wrote down their months as they were, and the appearance of their lights, till 15 days were accomplished. In single 7th parts, she accomplishes all her light in the east, and in single 7th parts accomplishes all her darkness in the west. And in certain months, she alters her settings, and in certain months, she pursues her own peculiar course. In 2 months, the moon sets with the sun in those 2 middle portals, the 3rd and the 4th. She goes forth for 7 days, and turns about, and returns again through the portal where the sun rises, and accomplishes all her light, and she recedes from the sun. And in 8 days enters the 6th portal, from which the sun goes forth. And when the sun goes forth from the 4th portal, she goes forth 7 days, until she goes forth from the 5th, and turns back again in 7 days into the 4th portal, and accomplishes all her light. And she recedes and enters into the 1st portal in 8 days. And she returns again in 7 days into the 4th portal, from which the sun goes forth. Thus I saw their position, how the moons rose and the sun set in those days. And if 5 years are added together, the sun has an overplus of 30 days, and all the days which accrue to it for one of those 5 years, when they are full, amount to 364 days. And the overplus of the sun and of the stars amounts to 6 days in 5 years. 6 days every year come to 30 days, and the moon falls behind the sun and stars to the number of 30 days. And the sun and the stars bring in all the years exactly, so that they do not advance or delay their position by a single day unto eternity, but complete the years with perfect justice in 364 days. In 3 years there are 1,092 days, and in 5 years 1,820 days, so that in 8 years there are 2,912 days. For the moon alone, the days amount in 3 years to 1,062 days, and in 5 years she falls 50 days behind, i.e., to the sum of 1,770, there is 5 to be added 1,062 days. And in 5 years there are 1,770 days, so that for the moon, the days in 8 years amount to 21,832 days. For in 8 years she falls behind to the amount of 80 days. All the days she falls behind in 8 years are 80. And the year is accurately completed in conformity with their world stations and the stations of the sun, which rise from the portals through which the sun rises and sets 30 days. Chapter 75. And the leaders of the heads of the thousands who are placed over the whole creation and over all the stars have also to do with the 4 intercalary days. They are inseparable from their office according to the reckoning of the year, and these render service on the 4 days which are not reckoned in the reckoning of the year, and owing to them men go wrong therein. For those luminaries truly render service on the world stations, one in the first portal, one in the third portal of the heaven, one in the 4th portal, and one in the 6th portal. And the exactness of the year is accomplished through its separate 364 stations. For the signs and the times and the years and the days, the angel Uriel showed to me, whom the Lord of glory hath set forever over all the luminaries of the heaven in the heaven and in the world, that they should rule on the face of the heaven, and be seen on the earth, and be leaders for the day and the night, i.e. the sun, moon, and stars, and all the ministering creatures which make their revolution in all the chariots of the heaven. In like manner 12 doors Uriel showed me open in the circumference of the sun's chariot in the heaven, through which the rays of the sun break forth. And from them is warmth diffused over the earth, when they are opened at their appointed seasons, and for the winds and the spirit of the dew, when they are opened, standing open in the heavens at the ends. As for the 12 portals in the heaven at the ends of the earth, out of which go forth the sun, moon, and stars, and all the works of heaven in the east and in the west, there are many windows open to the left and right of them, and one window at its appointed season produces warmth corresponding as these do to those doors from which the stars come forth, according as he has commanded them, and wherein they set corresponding to their number. And I saw chariots in the heaven running in the world, above those portals in which revolve the stars that never set. And one is larger than all the rest, and it is that makes its course through the entire world. Chapter 76. And at the ends of the earth I saw 12 portals open to all the quarters of the heaven, from which the winds go forth and blow over the earth. 3 of them are open on the face, i.e. the east of the heavens, and 3 in the west, and 3 on the right, i.e. the south of the heaven, and 3 on the left, i.e. the north. And the 3 first are those of the east, and 3 are of the north, and 3 after those on the left, of the south, and 3 of the west. Through 4 of these come winds of blessing and prosperity, and from those 8 come hurtful winds. When they are sent, they bring destruction on all the earth, and on the water upon it, and on all who dwell thereon, and on everything which is in the water and on the land. And the first wind from those portals, called the east wind, comes forth through the first portal, which is in the east, inclining towards the south. From it come forth desolation, drought, heat, and destruction. And through the second portal in the middle comes what is fitting, and from it there come rain, and fruitfulness, and prosperity, and dew. And through the third portal, which lies toward the north, come cold and drought. And after these come forth the south winds through 3 portals. Through the first portal of them, inclining to the east, comes forth a hot wind. And through the middle portal next to it, there come forth fragrant smells, and dew, and rain, and prosperity, and health. And through the third portal lying to the west, come forth dew, and rain, locusts, and desolation. And after these the north winds. From the 7th portal in the east come dew and rain, locusts, and desolation. And from the middle portal come in a direct direction health and rain and dew and prosperity. And through the third portal in the west come cloud and hoarfrost and snow and rain and dew and locusts. And after these 4 are the west winds. Through the first portal adjoining the north come forth dew and hoarfrost and cold and snow and frost. And from the middle portal come forth dew and rain and prosperity and blessing. And through the last portal which adjoins the south come forth drought and desolation and burning and destruction. And the 12 portals of the 4 quarters of the heaven are therewith completed. And all their laws and all their plagues and all their benefactions have I shown to thee, my son Methuselah. Chapter 77. And the first quarter is called the east, because it is the first, and the second the south, because the Most High will descend there. Yea, there in quite a special sense will he who is blessed forever descend. And the west quarter is named the diminished, because there all the luminaries of the heaven wane and go down. And the fourth quarter, named the north, is divided into 3 parts. The first of them is for the dwelling of men, and the second contains seas of water, and the abysses, and forests, and rivers, and darkness, and clouds. And the third part contains the garden of righteousness. I saw 7 high mountains, higher than all the mountains which are on the earth. And thence comes forth hoarfrost, and days, seasons, and years pass away. I saw 7 rivers on the earth, larger than all the rivers. One of them coming from the west pours its waters into the great sea. And these 2 come from the north to the sea, and pour their waters into the Erythraean Sea in the east. And the remaining 4 come forth on the side of the north to their own sea, 2 of them to the Erythraean Sea, and 2 into the great sea, and discharge themselves there. And some say into the desert. 7 great islands I saw in the sea and in the mainland, 2 in the mainland and 5 in the great sea. Chapter 78. And the names of the sun are the following: the first Orjares, and the second Thomas. And the moon has 4 names. The first name is Asonja, the second Ebla, the third Benaze, and the fourth Eri. These are the 2 great luminaries. Their circumference is like the circumference of the heaven, and the size of the circumference of both is alike. In the circumference of the sun, there are 7 portions of light, which are added to it more than to the moon. And in definite measures, it is ice transferred till the 7th portion of the sun is exhausted. And they set and enter the portals of the west, and make their revolution by the north, and come forth through the eastern portals on the face of the heaven. And when the moon rises, 1/14th part appears in the heaven. The light becomes full in her. On the 14th day, she accomplishes her light. And 15 parts of light are transferred to her till the 15th day, when her light is accomplished according to the sign of the year. And she becomes 15 parts, and the moon grows by the addition of 14th parts. And in her waning, the moon decreases on the first day to 14 parts of her light, on the second to 13 parts of light, on the third to 12, on the fourth to 11, on the 5th to 10, on the 6th to 9, on the 7th to 8, on the 8th to 7, on the 9th to 6, on the 10th to 5, on the 11th to 4, on the 12th to 3, on the 13th to 2, on the 14th to the half of a 7th. And all her remaining light disappears wholly on the 15th. And in certain months, the month has 29 days, and once 28. And Uriel showed me another law, when light is transferred to the moon, and on which side it is transferred to her by the sun. During all the period during which the moon is growing in her light, she is transferring it to herself when, opposite to the sun, during 14 days. Her light is accomplished in the heaven, and when she is illumined throughout her light, is accomplished full in the heaven. And on the first day, she is called the new moon. For on that day, the light rises upon her. She becomes full moon exactly on the day when the sun sets in the west. And from the east she rises at night. And the moon shines the whole night through till the sun rises over against her, and the moon is seen over against the sun. On the side whence the light of the moon comes forth, there again she wanes till all the light vanishes, and all the days of the month are at an end. And her circumference is empty, void of light. And 3 months she makes of 30 days. And at her time she makes 3 months of 29 days each, in which she accomplishes her waning in the first period of time, and in the first portal for 177 days. And in the time of her going out, she appears for 3 months of 30 days each, and for 3 months she appears of 29 each. At night she appears like a man for 20 days each time, and by day she appears like the heaven, and there is nothing else in her save her light. Chapter 79. And now, my son, I have shown thee everything, and the law of all the stars of the heaven is completed. And he showed me all the laws of these for every day, and for every season of bearing rule, and for every year, and for its going forth, and for the order prescribed to it every month and every week, and the waning of the moon, which takes place in the 6th portal. For in this 6th portal her light is accomplished, and after that there is the beginning of the waning. and the waning which takes place in the first portal in its season till 177 days are accomplished, reckoned according to weeks, 25 weeks and 2 days. She falls behind the sun and the order of the stars, exactly 5 days in the course of one period, and when this place, which thou seest, has been traversed. Such is the picture and sketch of every luminary which Uriel the archangel, who is their leader, showed unto me. Chapter 80. And in those days the angel Uriel answered and said to me, Behold, I have shown thee everything, Enoch, and I have revealed everything to thee, that thou shouldest see this sun and this moon, and the leaders of the stars of the heaven, and all those who turn them, their tasks and times and departures. And in the days of the sinners the years shall be shortened, and their seed shall be tardy on their lands and fields, and all things on the earth shall alter, and shall not appear in their time. And the rain shall be kept back, and the heavens shall withhold it. And in those times the fruits of the earth shall be backward, and shall not grow in their time. And the fruits of the trees shall be withheld in their time. And the moon shall alter her order, and not appear at her time. And in those days the sun shall be seen, and he shall journey in the evening on the extremity of the great chariot in the west, and shall shine more brightly than accords with the order of light. And many chiefs of the stars shall transgress the order prescribed, and these shall alter their orbits and tasks, and not appear at the seasons prescribed to them. And the whole order of the stars shall be concealed from the sinners, and the thoughts of those on the earth shall err concerning them, and they shall be altered from all their ways. Yea, they shall err, and take them to be gods. And evil shall be multiplied upon them, and punishment shall come upon them, so as to destroy all. Chapter 81. And he said unto me, Observe, Enoch, these heavenly tablets, and read what is written thereon, and mark every individual fact. And I observed the heavenly tablets, and read everything which was written thereon, and understood everything. And I read the book of all the deeds of mankind, and of all the children of flesh that shall be upon the earth, to the remotest generations. And forthwith I blessed the great Lord, the King of glory forever, in that he has made all the works of the world. And I extolled the Lord because of his patience, and blessed him because of the children of men. And after that I said, Blessed is the man who dies in righteousness and goodness, concerning whom there is no book of unrighteousness written, and against whom no day of judgment shall be found. And those 7 holy ones brought me and placed me on the earth before the door of my house, and said to me, Declare everything to thy son Methuselah, and show to all thy children that no flesh is righteous in the sight of the Lord, for he is their creator. 1 year we will leave thee with thy son, till thou givest thy last commands, that thou mayest teach thy children, and record it for them, and testify to all thy children. And in the 2nd year they shall take thee from their midst. Let thy heart be strong, for the good shall announce righteousness to the good. The righteous with the righteous shall rejoice, and shall offer congratulation to one another. But the sinners shall die with the sinners, and the apostate go down with the apostate. And those who practice righteousness shall die on account of the deeds of men, and be taken away on account of the doings of the godless. And in those days they ceased to speak to me, and I came to my people blessing the Lord of the world. Chapter 82. And now, my son Methuselah, all these things I am recounting to thee, and writing down for thee, and I have revealed to thee everything, and given thee books concerning all these. So preserve, my son Methuselah, the books from thy father's hand, and see that thou deliver them to the generations of the world. I have given wisdom to thee and to thy children, and thy children that shall be to thee, that they may give it to their children for generations, this wisdom, namely, that passeth their thought. And those who understand it shall not sleep, but shall listen with the ear, that they may learn this wisdom. And it shall please those that eat thereof better than good food. Blessed are all the righteous. Blessed are all those who walk in the way of righteousness and sin, not as the sinners in the reckoning of all their days in which the sun traverses the heaven, entering into and departing from the portals for 30 days, with the heads of thousands of the order of the stars together with the 4, which are intercalated, which divide the 4 portions of the year, which lead them, and enter with them 4 days. Owing to them, men shall be at fault, and not reckon them in the whole reckoning of the year. Yea, men shall be at fault, and not recognize them accurately, for they belong to the reckoning of the year, and are truly recorded thereon forever. One in the first portal, and one in the third, and one in the fourth, and one in the sixth. And the year is completed in 364 days, and the account thereof is accurate, and the recorded reckoning thereof exact. For the luminaries, and months, and festivals, and years, and days has Uriel shown, and revealed to me to whom the Lord of the whole creation of the world hath subjected the host of heaven. And he has power over night and day in the heaven, to cause the light to give light to men. And sun, moon, and stars, and all the powers of the heaven, which revolve in their circular chariots. And these are the orders of the stars, which set in their places, and in their seasons, and festivals, and months. And these are the names of those who lead them, who watch that they enter at their times in their orders, in their seasons, in their months, in their periods of dominion, and in their positions. Their 4 leaders who divide the 4 parts of the year enter first, and after them the 12 leaders of the orders who divide the months. And for the 360 days there are heads over thousands who divide the days. And for the 4 intercalary days there are the leaders which sunder the 4 parts of the year. And these heads over thousands are intercalated between leader and leader, each behind a station. But their leaders make the division. And these are the names of the leaders who divide the 4 parts of the year, which are ordained Milkiel-Helemelech, and Melajal, and Narel. And the names of those who lead them, Adnar-El, and Ijasusa-El, and Elomeel. These 3 follow the leaders of the orders. And there is one that follows the 3 leaders of the orders, which follow those leaders of stations that divide the 4 parts of the year. In the beginning of the year, Melchiel rises first, and rules, who is named Tamani, and Sun. And all the days of his dominion whilst he bears rule are 91 days. And these are the signs of the days which are to be seen on earth in the days of his dominion, sweat and heat and calms. And all the trees bear fruit, and leaves are produced on all the trees. And the harvest of wheat, and the rose flowers, and all the flowers which come forth in the field. But the trees of the winter season become withered. And these are the names of the leaders which are under them, Berka-el-Zelebsel, and another who is added ahead of 1,000, called Hilu-Jaseph. And the days of the dominion of this leader are at an end. The next leader after him is Helamelech, whom one names the Shining Sun. And all the days of his light are 91 days. And these are the signs of his days on the earth, glowing heat and dryness. And the trees ripen their fruits, and produce all their fruits ripe and ready. And the sheep pair and become pregnant, and all the fruits of the earth are gathered in, and everything that is in the fields and the winepress. These things take place in the days of his dominion. These are the names and the orders and the leaders of those heads of thousands, Gidel-Jal, Kael, and Hael. And the name of the head of 1,000, which is added to them, Asphael. And the days of his dominion are at an end. The journey through the first 3 records of Enoch's legacy officially comes to a close here, but the book of Enoch is not yet finished. After the book of the Watchers, the book of Parables, and the book of the heavenly luminaries, this ancient manuscript still retains the final 2 records, and also the 2 parts that bring the story closest to human history, the day of judgment and the fate of future generations. In the dream visions, Enoch sees the history of the world encoded through animals, falling stars, and wild beasts fighting for power. Behind those symbols is the rise of nations' periods of oppression, the battle between righteousness and violence, along with a judgment that will close the entire age. After that, the Epistle of Enoch brings the story back closer to each of us. This is the patriarch's final warning to his descendants about the 2 paths that humans must choose between, about the fate of those who build power upon injustice, and about the hope reserved for those who still maintain their faithfulness when the world around them becomes chaotic. Those 2 parts will answer the questions that the first 3 records have only just opened. What happens after the giants disappear? Why does violence continue to exist after the Great Flood? Are the symbols Enoch sees speaking of past history, or are they still pointing toward an era that is still waiting ahead? And on the day all secrets are exposed, who will stand firm before the presence of God? If you want Sleep Codex to continue opening these final 2 records, please leave a message in the comments section. You can simply write, "Continue the Book of Enoch," or let us know which part makes you the most curious, the dream visions or the Epistle of Enoch. Your comments will let us know that this journey should not stop yet. And we will see you in part 2 of the video. Tonight, we have traveled back to a world that lies far beyond the memory of humanity. A world before the Great Flood, where the boundary between heaven and earth was described as having been violated, where knowledge became power, and where power fell into the hands of those who had abandoned obedience. In most Western Bibles today, the account in Genesis chapter 6 is told in only a few short verses. The sons of God saw the daughters of men. The Nephilim appeared on the earth. Wickedness spread. Then the great flood came. The space between those statements leaves many questions unanswered. The Book of Enoch, preserved in full within the Ethiopian tradition, expanded that silence through an interpretation that once held considerable influence in ancient Judaism. It tells of 200 watchers, the oath on Mount Hermon, the birth of the giant's secrets revealed beyond their proper boundaries, and the judgment placed upon the angels who abandoned their appointed place. This does not mean that every detail in the Book of Enoch must be received as canonical scripture by every Christian tradition. But the text allows us to enter the world of ancient Jewish communities, people who were trying to understand the origins of violence, corruption, and the unseen powers mentioned in the Bible. Through the Ge'ez manuscripts preserved by Ethiopia, together with the Aramaic fragments discovered at Qumran, a part of that ancient memory once almost lost to the Western world has returned to view. And within that memory, the fall begins on Mount Hermon. According to the Book of the Watchers, 200 angels looked down upon the daughters of men and allowed desire to pull them away from the purpose they had been given. Together they swore an oath. Together they crossed the boundary between heaven and earth. And together they carried the consequences of that decision. The children born from those unions became giants. They consumed the labor of humanity, exhausted the earth's resources, turned against mankind, and drove the world into a widening cycle of bloodshed. But the physical strength of the Nephilim represented only one part of the disaster. The Watchers also brought knowledge. They taught humanity to forge swords, knives, shields, and armor. They passed down secret practices involving enchantments, roots, and the interpretation of signs in the heavens. They showed human beings how to use metals, precious stones, colors, and ornaments to create attraction, social status, and power. Knowledge itself was not the source of evil. A plow and a sword can be formed from the same metal. A plant can become medicine or poison. Observing the heavens can help humanity understand the seasons. Yet that same observation can be turned into divination and used to control people through fear. The real issue lies within the heart of the person using that knowledge. The Watchers could see things that remained beyond human sight. They understood the movements of the heavens, the hidden properties of matter, and many mysteries humanity had never known. Yet their extraordinary understanding did not make them righteous. They saw much, but their hearts turned away from God. They carried the appearance of beings from the realm of light, but their choices led into darkness. This gives us a profound lesson for our own lives. Not everything our eyes see reveals the whole truth. Not everything our ears hear comes from a trustworthy source. And a person's knowledge power or ability to inspire wonder does not prove that person is walking along the right path. Human eyes are often drawn to impressive appearances. Our ears can easily trust a confident voice. Our minds can be persuaded by ideas that appear new, mysterious, or far beyond ordinary understanding. But true light is not recognized by appearance alone. Truth is recognized by the fruit it produces. A path that comes from God will lead a person toward humility, mercy, righteousness, and peace. A path that feeds lust, pride, violence, and the desire to control others will eventually reveal its true nature, no matter how radiant it appeared in the beginning. The Watchers possessed the knowledge of heaven, but they lacked faithfulness. Enoch was only a man, yet he walked with God. That contrast stands at the moral center of the entire story. Enoch was not taken up because he was more powerful than the angels. He did not approach the throne of God by seizing hidden secrets for himself. Genesis describes him with one simple sentence: Enoch walked with God. A faithful life carried him to a place that all the power of the Watchers could not preserve for them. The Watchers tried to drag heavenly things down to serve their own desires. Enoch allowed God to lead him in the opposite direction. They seized, he received. They used knowledge to expand their power. He received revelation as a responsibility and a testimony. They once belonged to the heavenly realm, yet lost their place through rebellion. Enoch was born on the earth, yet was brought near the divine presence through faith. For this reason, the most valuable truth we receive from this book is not found in its maps of heaven, the names of angels, or the secrets of the universe. Its deepest value is found in the path of Enoch. A person may understand very little about the unseen world and still live a life that is pleasing to God. We may never see the heavenly throne. We may never hear the voices of angels. We may never fully understand the hidden mysteries of creation. Yet every day gives us the opportunity to choose honesty over deception, compassion over cruelty, humility over pride, and faith over fear. Those quiet choices shape the path a person is walking. Faith does not mean believing every supernatural claim we hear. Genuine faith always walks together with discernment. It places every statement, every sign, and every source of knowledge beneath the light of God's character. When something draws a person away from love, righteousness, and reverence for God, its mysterious appearance cannot transform it into truth. Enoch reminds us that the inner eyes of a pure heart matter more than eyes that merely witness extraordinary events. Only when a person learns to walk with God can that person gradually begin to see the world through the wisdom that comes from Him. And within the Christian faith, our greatest hope is not to know every secret, but one day to stand in the presence of God. The first three records have carried us through three vast dimensions of the Enochic tradition. In the Book of the Watchers, we saw the price of crossing the boundaries established by the Creator. The Watchers seized what had not been given to them, and the knowledge they passed down quickly became a weapon in a world that lacked the wisdom to control it. When we entered the Book of Parables, our vision rose above the earth. Enoch saw a court higher than every human throne. Their kings, oppressors, and rebellious powers must all face judgment. The figure of the Chosen One appears as the one given authority to carry out justice beneath the sovereignty of God. Then the Book of the Heavenly Luminaries brought us into an entirely different kind of order. The sun, moon, stars, seasons, and the passage of time are described as moving along paths appointed for them. Although the cosmological model belongs to the ancient world, the message beneath it remains clear. Creation does not operate in chaos. It belongs to an order greater than human desire. The Watchers violated that order. Enoch learned to observe and honor it. 3 records have now closed, but the complete legacy of First Enoch still contains 2 major sections ahead. The 4th section is commonly called the Dream Visions, extending from chapter 83 through chapter 90. In this section, Enoch receives 2 great dreams. The first concerns the destruction of the world in the Great Flood. The second, commonly known as the Animal Apocalypse, recounts the history of humanity and the people of Israel through an unusual system of symbols. Human beings appear as bulls, sheep, and other animals. The fallen angels are represented by stars. Empires and hostile powers emerge as wild beasts and birds of prey. This is not a simple list of modern empires. It is the way an ancient Jewish author looked back across history from Adam, Noah, and the patriarchs, to later conflicts and the hope of final judgment. Each symbol opens another layer of meaning, making this section one of the most complex historical and prophetic records in the entire book. Immediately after it comes the 5th section, the Epistle of Enoch, beginning in chapter 91 and continuing through the end of the work. Here, the voice becomes more personal. Enoch speaks to his descendants like a father preparing to leave the world. He warns them about injustice, greed, and the path of those who believe that power will protect them from judgment. He also comforts the righteous. Enoch tells them that their suffering will not have the final word. Those who hold power may prosper for a time, but every action is remembered before God. Justice may arrive more slowly than humanity expects, yet it still belongs to Him. Two paths gradually appear within this final testimony. One path pursues wealth, power, and immediate advantage. The other requires patience, faithfulness, and trust that God sees even the things hidden from human sight. This message belongs to every generation forced to live amid injustice and confusion. It also speaks directly to our world today, when humanity possesses more information than ever before, but still struggles to distinguish between data and truth, between knowledge and wisdom, and between a spiritual appearance and a life genuinely directed toward God. These final two records will complete the structure of First Enoch. They carry the story from the world before the Great Flood through the course of history, and finally return to a deeply personal question for each of us. Which path will you choose? In a world filled with voices competing for your attention, what will guide your heart? Will you follow whatever appears astonishing before your eyes? Or will you learn to walk quietly and faithfully with God as Enoch did? The decision to open these final two records now belongs to the Sleep Codex community. When you wake tomorrow morning, you can leave a message in the comments and tell us that you want to continue the journey through the dream visions and the Epistle of Enoch. Every response will help us know that you still want to travel deeper into the final pages of this Ethiopian manuscript. But for now, tonight's investigation has reached its resting place. You do not need to remember every name, every chapter, or every symbol. Hold on to one simple image. In an age when powerful beings abandon their appointed place, one ordinary man still chose to walk with God. Enoch is not remembered because he built a great city. He left behind no empire. He possessed no army, treasure, or throne. What remained beside his name was only a brief testimony he walked with God. Perhaps that is also what matters most in every human life. We cannot control everything we see. We do not know everything that may exist beyond the visible world, but we can choose how we will live tomorrow. We can keep our hearts honest. We can remain careful around words that sound persuasive. We can seek wisdom in the Word of God. And when we do not understand something, we can continue forward in faith rather than allowing fear or curiosity to lead us in the wrong direction. Now allow your body to rest. The gentle sounds of the night will continue behind this voice as your breathing slowly becomes calmer and more even. Set down the questions that still have no answers. Every secret of heaven and earth rests within the understanding of the Creator. You do not need to carry those mysteries into your sleep. What you need to keep is the peace that comes from trusting that God is still in control. He sees what human eyes cannot see. He understands what the human mind cannot yet comprehend. And He knows the path of everyone who sincerely seeks Him. Let the story of Enoch close tonight with one gentle reminder. Faith does not bring us to a place where we know everything. Faith teaches us to place our hearts into the hands of the One who knows everything. Let the ancient cities, the distant mountains, and the pages of the Ethiopian manuscripts slowly fade into the darkness. Set every thought aside. Your body is resting. Your mind can become still. And beneath the care of God, peace belongs to you tonight. For now, allow the ancient record to close. Let Mount Hermon disappear into the distance. Let the fallen stars, the giants, the heavenly gates, and the distant visions of Enoch slowly fade from your mind. You do not need to understand every mystery tonight. You do not need to remember every name, every symbol, or every path through the heavens. The deepest lesson of Enoch is far simpler. The Watchers possessed knowledge beyond human understanding, yet knowledge could not protect them when their hearts turned away from God. They saw the hidden movements of the heavens. They understood secrets that ordinary people had never heard. They carried the appearance of heavenly beings, yet they abandoned obedience, crossed the boundaries established by the Creator, and used what they knew to serve their own desires. Enoch followed a different path. He was a man of flesh and blood living in a violent and troubled world. He held no earthly throne. He commanded no army. He built no empire that survived beneath his name. Yet, Scripture remembers him for something far greater. Enoch walked with God. He did not force open the gates of heaven. He waited for God to lead him. He did not seize hidden knowledge to gain power over others. He received what was revealed to him with humility and carried it as a responsibility. The watchers looked down from heaven and desired what they saw on earth. Enoch walked faithfully on earth and was brought into the presence of heaven. That contrast leaves us with a truth worth carrying into the night. Not everything that appears bright comes from the light. Not every powerful voice speaks the truth. Not every mystery needs to be pursued. And not everything our eyes see or our ears hear deserves our trust. True faith includes discernment. It teaches us to examine the fruit that something produces. Does it lead toward humility or pride? Does it produce mercy or cruelty? Does it bring us closer to righteousness, or does it feed fear, obsession, and the desire to control? The appearance may impress the eyes. The result reveals the heart. Enoch reminds us that a person does not need to understand every secret of the universe to live a life that pleases God. We may never see the gates of heaven. We may never hear the voices of angels. We may never know everything that exists beyond the visible world. But we can choose honesty tomorrow. We can show compassion. We can resist the voice of pride. We can seek wisdom in the Word of God. We can remain faithful in the quiet places where no one else is watching. Those choices may appear small, but they shape the direction of an entire life. Perhaps this is why the testimony of Enoch has survived for so long. Cities disappeared. Kingdoms fell. Ancient libraries became dust. The names of powerful rulers were buried beneath ruined walls. But one simple sentence remained. He walked with God. And tonight, that sentence is enough. Now, allow your breathing to become slower. Let the muscles in your face soften. Release the weight from your shoulders. Let your hands rest. The questions that remain unanswered can wait for another day. Every secret of heaven and earth is already known by the Creator. You do not need to carry the weight of those mysteries into your sleep. The gentle 432 Hz music will continue beneath the silence, creating a calm space as the story comes to an end. You are safe to rest. You are free to let go of the day. And before this night closes, let us pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for carrying us through this day and bringing us safely to this quiet moment. Give us the wisdom to recognize truth, the humility to admit what we do not understand, and the faith to trust you when the path ahead remains unseen. Guard our hearts from deception, pride, fear, and every desire that would lead us away from your will. Teach us to walk with you as Enoch did, with sincerity, obedience, and quiet faithfulness. Forgive our sins, calm our thoughts, and place your peace over this home tonight. Watch over everyone listening. Comfort those who feel alone. Strengthen those who are weary. Bring hope to those carrying burdens they cannot explain. Let our bodies find rest, and let our minds become still beneath your care. May we wake with renewed strength, clear judgment, and hearts ready to follow what is good. We place this night our loved ones and our lives into your hands. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. Now let the final images of the ancient world drift away. The mountain is quiet. The pages are closing. The stars continue along the paths appointed for them. And beneath the care of God, you may rest in peace. Good night.